My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC with, I can't say with Crystal Rich Technology screens because, as I said before, we are going to be converting the Crystal Rich site into a information site that leads back from that site to our Black Series site. Let's see. And I do want to build me a separate website for the gaming technology we're going to be working on and the gaming projection screens we're going to be working on also too, because that's going to be a whole big project right there by itself. I think the gaming technology we're working on is going to be a bigger part than the home theater technology we make. Alright, that's better for that. Alright. I like this new setup I have here. I'm definitely going to be going back down to Home Depot and getting that metal sample surface that we need to show off the new metal screens. And definitely going to be picking up another one of these 36 by 72 surfaces, so that way we can do a half and half, because man, I tell you, the impact we get on half and half is absolutely insane on how advanced quasars are. I said before, this is a screen we tested at. We had no projectors on the quasar of 1080p, not one. Quasars were done on 720p projectors, and we didn't have to spend a lot of money. Screens that we were using to show up the quasar, they were cardboard boxes. The screen we had inside the garage was a piece of dirty plywood that we found in the back of the garage, and we just didn't even prime it, just rolled over top of it and coated it over with the quasar technology, and boom, done. 1,000 lumens outside, no problem whatsoever. Was able to pick up at 600 by 800 720p, made it look just like a TV. Inside, we used 1,000 lumens. We also use this projector here, which I did an unboxing on. Got it off of eBay for $10. I love this projector. It's so cheap. Cheapest projector I've ever paid for in my life. Out of all the projectors I paid for, this would be the cheapest. I love the fact it has no HDMIs to be able to enhance resolution capabilities. It's not even 4K. It's not even 1080p. It's an XGA Sony VPL CX100. That's what I love about it. And then what I also love is the environment, because the environment we're in is commercial. I mean, it's like it gets bright. You turn those lights on, it gets super bright. So I love to be able to do demonstrations in commercials. When you're doing demonstrations in commercial environments, it doesn't make a difference what another person tries at home. Home and commercial are two different areas, completely different, especially if you're doing demonstrations at home and you basically are an ambient, like controlled environment. That's a huge difference between being in commercial. The lighting in here is a little bit different. But anyway, I do like this demonstration we have here. Look, my cat is sitting right there trying to get on camera so badly. Hold on, let me bring him on. He has to be on camera. It's a must. Look, he's sitting right there. I told you, he likes to be on camera. Look, don't turn your head now. You were staring right at me for like Taco. There you go. You were just looking at me just a few minutes ago from distance. We saw you looking at me. You like to be on camera. Look right in front of the screen. He has to be on camera. He has to. He has to. He has to be on camera. No doubt about it. He could be sitting back there playing with something, chasing something, whatever. Occupied. He has his own little TV in his den, or he can go and watch his bird channel, keeps him occupied. The minute he hears me say, "My name is Kenneth Bird from Black Series Edition," boom, he's out there, right out front. He's a TV cat. He has to be out there on TV. You ain't camera shy, are you? Nope, not at all, one bit. But anyway, so we have a gunmetal coming up very soon. As I said before, we're going to make a gunmetal version of the Quasar. We've been requested on it multiple times to bring out a gunmetal version of it, and we have one coming out. And at the end of this month, we'll be showing off a gunmetal version of it. I already have the surface already because I just thought about it. We got 5 36 by 72s coming in that nice little cardboard package, and for some people saying it's not regular cardboard, it's a different kind of cardboard. It's cardboard that they use for basically building furniture with, so it's a little bit thicker. It's about that thick, special kind of cardboard. We had to order for that. So we're going to do a 4 slab here on this side, which will give us a screen size. It'll be roughly I think it's 6 feet by, I think it's 6 feet by 9 feet, or then 6 feet by 8 feet. Sorry about that. On that side over here, and then over here we are going to do a cardboard screen because there's 5 that come with it. At same thing. Now at 36 by 72. I do plan, like I said, to go back to Home Depot and to purchase another one of those. And I'm going to do a half and half because, like I said, it's an impact screen. And the reason why it's an impact screen, because, you know, I talk about gray screens, I talk about certified, but let's get real here. What am I going to see out here the most? I want to see white screens. I've done my research. I've been through Allentown. I've gone to restaurants, and I've been in a few bars here and there checking out what the setups are. I don't drink, by the way. Just going to get seltzer water, something like that, some water, something like that, orange juice or whatever. I don't drink at all. But anyway, I'm just going in there just to check it out and see what they have in there. I'm just in there doing research. So I get a chance to walk into a lot of these places and see what they have. And every single environment involving a projector is on a white screen. Just like when I was out with my family and I was sitting down at a restaurant, they brought the screen down and the woman asked me nicely, she was like, "Can you see it?" And I was like, "No, quite frankly, I can't see it. It's washed out, can't see it." They're showing a black and white movie, which is the last thing you want to show on a white screen because the white screen can't generate the black levels. It's more of a gray and white movie. And I sat there, eating my food, and my sister nudged me and said, "You should tell them what you do." And I was like, okay. So I got him, walked over and showed him a couple of videos, showed him the Star Wars screen outside. That's all it took. Once you see a 180-inch screen producing outside on that level, pretty much that's the deal closer right there. If you can get that screen to run outside, you can get anything to run inside. And their projector, as I walked over and looked at it, was far more powerful. It was like a 5,000 BenQ projector. Couldn't get it to read at all, period. So we'll be back out that way to do an installment for them, to put that in for them. That's going to bring a lot of business my way. Now, we'll give them a discount as long as they basically pass out my business cards, let them know where that screen came from, who did the paint job on everything. And anyone walking into that place, that's automatic potential advertising for our company. But the reason why I'm holding off a lot of these things, because we want to make sure that we get this area done. Because this area is nowhere near done. It's not done with how I want it to look. I'm still working on it. All this is just a work in progress. It's not finished. It's a work in progress. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where to put the screens and what kind of screens we're going to use. First, I wanted to go with fixed frame. Then I wanted to go with motorized. I wanted to go with styrofoam. So it switches back and forth. I'm trying to figure out what fits best, right? What fits in here. I don't want it to be cramped, but I want people to be overwhelmed when they walk in here. First thing I did start on was basically putting in the floor to see exactly how we would have to measure this out to actually fit around the desk and this particular area back over here and over there, you know, where we're going to have clients come in and sit down and see this stuff. How we're going to design the desk. How do I want the desk to look? I definitely don't want monitors on my desk. I don't want any of this on my desk at all. Only on this side, which is more important, which I'll show you. Like this side is more important right here. If I have my equipment here, I can have of course, my computer here, and I can have my other one here, but we don't want this here. This does not need to be here because this is clutter for me at the end of the day. So I want to take from this here to here to here to here and make this one big screen. That's what I'm planning to do. We're developing a special technology that interacts with interactive projectors. Because projectors are interactive. It's like a laser. It's completely different than what you get that comes off the laser system for projector mapping. My equipment drawer. I'm going to leave these things plugged in because again, I don't trust cameras. This is my life phone, and right there back that is my laser system for a projector that allows it to be able to be interactive. You can touch it and move everything around. So we want to do that to the desk. If it works out well, we're doing it for the floor. The whole floor will be touchscreen. So when someone comes in, they'll see fish moving around and they can basically touch it and the fish will move all over the place. And where does that come in handy at? Lobbies. Waiting lobbies. You go into a lobby and fish, the whole floor is made out of fish. You know how fantastic that is to be to sit there. You wouldn't mind waiting in the lobby. Some people put TVs in there, but you don't really doesn't watch a TV in there. But your floor being made out of all fish moving back and forth, that's number one, going to be advertisement for your business. Because again, anyone that sits in your lobby and go, gee whiz, you got to go over and check out freaking Longhorn. I was in there and basically the floor, it's made out of koi fish. They move, like they actually move when you touch them. People will literally come there just to see the fish and order food at the same time. You have to be to know how to attract foot traffic to your front door, like AdTech. AdTech has the ability to be able to show your commercials right through glass. Anything you could dream of for your business to be able to advertise, AdTech will allow you to do that. And because we were able to test it on an actual storefront window, which is an amazing blessing, we know that that screen can run at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, because we had a chance to test it on those particular hours to make sure it could actually read and run. Once you reach 6 o'clock, that's easy. Everything after that is cakewalk city. But those main hours in between 11, 12, when you start getting to that 2, 3, 4, and 5 area, some things can get a little rough. But the screen ran perfectly with no problem. We were able to test it out. Next stage for that is basically working on a ad tech version that has the ability to allow customers to be able to manipulate menus while they're on the glass. Now, for those people that are thinking that, well, you want somebody touching your glass, you have fingerprints all over it. No, there is a film that they put onto the glass that allows them to be able to drag and drop whatever they want on the glass without basically smearing the glass itself. We're designing it. When God gives you a blessing, he gives you the ability to be able to figure everything out to make the very blessing that he gave you to work. So we're engineering a film that actually can be removed that will stick to the glass, so that way they don't have to worry about somebody smudging up the mirror going, because people will do it. They'll go, I wonder if this thing is touch screen. Yeah, we had people walk over and touch the glass multiple times when the fish were pushing through the glass. And we were just touching it to see if they would move. So yeah, so that's some of the stuff we're working on. But yeah, the gunmetal technology, definitely yes. Is it all ready to go? Yes, it is. Ingredients is already made. It's already in a pamphlet. When I get the time, I'm going to get ready to start showing that off. Most likely, it's going to be probably right there. Where the quasar it's going to be at, the gunmetal technology will be there instead. Most likely, probably going to be using an LG 500 lumen projector because, again, we don't require a ton of lumens to get the screen to activate. So that's what we're going to be using for that. Whew. So it's a lot of work. I got a bookcase system going over there for when I want to stack my little micro-built PCs we're going to be building, because I got a bunch I want to put over there. And that'll house some of my stuff we have here on the desk. Nice little cabinet system for the bottom there. I was going to put 2 bookcases here, but I decided we don't need it now because now we can basically set the screen up there. But the cabinet system does have a nice little open area where I can put a nice little virtual fish tank in there. That's what I want to do because I can show off some of that invisible technology we developed. And that's going to be the FLE Invisible Infinity 1, which is going to be displayed. So when people come in, they'll get a chance to see a little bit of everything that we designed right there in front of them. And the beautiful thing about it is, as they're watching all these small projectors, because the desk is just filled with just basically small projectors. We don't need any big boys on the desk. That's what I was testing in the garage. When I was in the garage and I was building the cardboard table, we had just only Pico projectors that were sitting on the table. That's what that test was for. So when I come into this kind of environment, I can run the entire desk off those little tiny projectors. See, that's why I don't understand. At the end of the day, when I don't get it when people cut corners you hurt yourself when you cut corners. So the whole point of me, when I'm building something, it's for a future purpose. It's not just to show off that we can do it. It's designed for future technology. Everything we engineer is to grow into something better for the future. So all those cardboard boxes and desks I were building and all that stuff, and I was basically hooking up the projectors with the screen and all that, that was for future technology. For right now, right here, which allowed me to be able to convert this desk into a virtual screen that I can use a projector at a minimum of 50 lumens to fire up on a desk. Do you have any idea what that does for the business world? I'm in an office right now, so everybody in here has offices. They have these big old bulky monitors and all this stuff. And in here, we're going to have a screen, whole table cleaned off, and have a screen that's that flat, laying to the table that works with interactive software. The interactive software that I order allows me to pull out a pen and I can write whatever I want. I can drag and drop and throw images all over the place. That technology will allow me to do that. And I can do it on a projector at 50 lumens in a commercial environment. Means no high-powered machines, no noisy projectors, none of that. And you can take it with you and put it in, it's completely portable. Yep. See, building for the future. That's what we're doing. People come into our channel that can't stand us. We told you about them, right? And when they hear me speaking about all this futurist technology working on, it discourages them. We know it gets them upset and they leave. And yeah, because they can't think that at the end of the day, it baffles them. Like, how is this guy getting it? We get it from God. You see on my website which says powered by God's technology? Yeah. And since we have a history of basically working with rear projection technology, especially absorbing sunlight, that means that gives me the ability to be able to go anywhere I want to go. That's what you have to understand, the concept of it all. The fact that I got a screen to run, and I ran multiple videos testing this screen in direct sunlight. Do you know the position that that puts us in for the power of ambient light rejection technology? We can go anywhere we want. Conquer the sun. Can you say that? Can you say that you have the ability to conquer the sun? You can't, because you can't. You can't even conquer the lights in your environment. So, what to do? So, yeah. So when the AdTech launches and it shows off its TV capability and it's absorbing sunlight, those are challenges attached to that screen. You're going to have to be to show that your screen can absorb sunlight. You know, kind of customers will buy a screen that can absorb sunlight in the day. Yeah. You'd be surprised. Companies will eat that up like crazy. Majority, we're looking at more companies to buy that than customers. Let me see here. I am going to be working on, and again, and I can't express this enough too, on top of that, if you're going to call your product gunmetal, you're going to have to test it against official certified gunmetal. Can't say you have gunmetal at the end of the day. Because if I have gunmetal and I have Black Diamond, or I got Elite screens, or I got DMP Supernova, or I got Daylight screens, those are actual gunmetal screens. And I come to you and go, so your product's gunmetal too? So show me a demonstration of you doing the exact same thing or better than the screen I just paid $15,000 for. I'm definitely going to put you on blast on that. Can you go to a forum site? Can you show off your gunmetal product and be able to prove that you're able to overpower or match one of those screens in a fully lit environment? Now keep in mind, and we got to put it out there because somebody did it. The Frankenstein, if you look at the color of it, and if you look at the what it says, what color it is, it's labeled as gunmetal. But yet, it's not ambient light rejection technology. So how is that possible? Because you can't go on any forum site with that dumb nonsense. They're like, wait a minute, hold on. You have what? You said you have gunmetal. How's it not ambient light rejection? Those are the screens that are ambient light rejection. Those are the ones that brag about ambient light rejection because they have massive high gains sitting on top of them. So how in the world do I have a Dark Star 9 and my screen has a 0.9 gain sitting on top of it? And you mean to tell me you're going to be saying you have the same gunmetal as me and you're not ambient light rejection technology? So what are you if you're not? What kind of ambient light? Oh, you're not anything at all. So if you're going to convince me at the end of the day, or anybody on the face of this planet, that you have figured a way to design a screen that does not require any form of ambient light rejection technology, you're a liar. That's why your demonstrations are done in the dark, because you don't have ambient light rejection. It's a requirement that you need for any projection screen that's going to be to fire up in a somewhat fully lit environment or fully lit environment. You have to have that. Customers won't touch you unless you have ambient light. We get it all the time. It screens ambient light rejection. Have you seen the front demonstrations at the end of the day? We could bounce off a ceiling if we want. So with that being said, if you're calling your product, you see how backwards? So that's why I said, people, you really have to look at it. That's why we posted that in the forum site, and the guy was like, wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense. How is he claiming that to be gunmetal? Gunmetal screens, they rave about their high gain capabilities to be able to absorb light. How does that work? You're claiming to be a gunmetal, but you don't have the ability to prove you're gunmetal, and you're not ambient light, which is the first thing that pops up on any gunmetal technology. There you go. There you go. Look at any gunmetal screen. Go to any gunmetal forum site. Three things gunmetals brag about: the ability to be able to absorb tons of light, the ability to pull up darker shades. Well, they pull up gray, but they call their contrast levels, and the ability to pull up amazing colors. They brag about that a lot. And yet, your screen is supposed to be gunmetal, and you're not even ambient light rejection technology. Quite frankly, you don't even have a gain number sitting next to it. Now, you're going to have something there, unless you can prove at the end of the day that you have figured a way to engineer your own gain. And if you have done that, you're going to have to prove you have engineered your own gain by displaying this. FLE technology that we developed under the ad tech has the ability to absorb sunlight. It's an advertising screen. Do we have proof of it absorbing sunlight? Yes, we do. We got over 60 videos of that thing absorbing sunlight. And we have it on commercial property doing it. All right, then. You know, if you're going to call a screen ceiling light rejection technology, I think it would be a much more impressive demonstration of lead screens. If you had the screen literally sitting on top of the ceiling when you were doing it, that would have been impressive. If I literally wanted to call myself ceiling light rejection technology, we could literally do that because our screens literally sit on the ceiling. But I did test their stuff, and their stuff does exactly what it says it does. Because when I took the screen and I turned it upside down, I was like, it went dark, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I turned it the other way around, and it brightened up, and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So their stuff actually does work. I've tested their screens before. They came up with their own version of a game. But you can't just make that up. You have to back it up. Let me see here. We gotta go to Blacklist. I like to back up everything I say. You know how it works in my world. I don't like to say things that are not true. I back them up. You know, the Frankenstein is an iffy paint. You don't know what it's gonna be. We can show you where the paint was very light gray at one point, where all of a sudden it converted to a darker paint at one point. Now, the reason why it was converted was because the individual who made the product basically did something he shouldn't have did. He went into his shopping cart and he manipulated the color. But thank God we went and we recorded the shopping cart. When we placed the order, we ordered the same paint that he was advertising, which would have been a very light color. He changed it at the last minute to send us down something darker because we were going to put it against a network grade 773. And that's why he changed it to a darker so that it wouldn't match. But roughly changing your shopping cart at the last minute got him in even more trouble because now, again, because we can prove that, it's a post office fraud charge, second one, that's where the second one came in from. And on top of that, now you have to stick to that product that you made darker. But when he sent it to us, he gave us strict instructions telling us that it's not ambient light rejection. You wrote it on the container, remember. We used your container you sent to us. We did the unboxing on it, or unbagging on it. And it clearly says, where you give us instructions, not ambient light rejection. Punctuation mark, put my name down, Kenny. So if that's the case, how are you claiming it to be gunmetal? Because gunmetal screens are known for their powerful ambient light rejection and high gain capabilities. That's why I told you at the end of the day, you're getting ripped off. We've been telling you that for years. Some of you are sitting up there with this paint sitting on your wall right now. If you haven't already painted over top of it, looking like fools because they got you. So I'm going to show you right here where we received the package. Frankenstein is another scam product. As a matter of fact, there was supposed to be a black version of it. Dummy shopping carts. You got to be careful. Dummy shopping carts are not real. You'll pay for something that they can't even back up. That's called a dummy shopping cart. So this right here, I just want to show you. The reason why I'm showing you this because I back up what I say. For them to say, oh, you're going, no. I don't say things out of my mouth unless I back them up. You know why? Because you can get sued for that. We're suing people already for that dumb nonsense already. So yeah, you can get sued for saying something out of your mouth that's not true. You say something out in the streets, no one really hears it, but you're doing this on social media and you're making these statements where everybody's seeing it, you're liable for serious lawsuits. So let me show you right here. You can't basically claim a gunmetal to be gunmetal, and look how dark it is. This is supposed to be a gunmetal. This should be ambient light rejection technology. Now, this is the part I'm going to show you where it's going to baffle the daylights out of you. Now, you see right there? This is where he wrote on the label, printed on the label. This is a Frankenstein. Also, too, keep in mind, this is also involving some legal issues for him at Universal Studios due to the fact that he used the name without paying out any royalties to their company. People own the rights to this now. But anyway, getting back to this, not ambient light rejection. We told you this. So this is supposed to be a gunmetal. This is on a post on a forum site about this product. And people find it baffling that if it's claiming to be a gunmetal, they go to the website and it says gunmetal right there. Told you. Right there, the old slogan, best of the best. Yep. So, if that is supposed to be a gunmetal technology as he claimed, where's the ambient light rejection technology? Now, that's where he got caught with the whole change in the shopping cart at the last minute, and PayPal found it in our favor, which means he lost to PayPal. PayPal basically labeled him as fraud, and he lost his claim because it clearly showed that the product we ordered was a light product that he had before, and he caught himself being slick and going in and changing the color of the product at the very last minute. But he didn't realize that we recorded the shopping cart. See, Frankenstein Screen Paint makes verification. That's what we named the video, because we recorded it just in case if he would come in and do something that dirty. He does dirty stuff like that. So PayPal saw the video we pre-did, sent it over to them, and we won the case. He lost it. And this, because it was sent in the mail by United States Postal Service, clearly shows that he committed mail fraud, which carries a 20-year prison sentence. This is the second one he's receiving out of the other one where he sent us black paint. Now, over here, the Frankenstein, this is a video that you won't find because he removed it off the account. This is the original color of what the Frankenstein was. The original color, which as you see in the title, how I painted my projection screen, Frankenstein, and see where he says it's now ambient light rejection mix? Yeah, and then he says down here that it's not. So this is the part you have to understand. This is the kicker here. I'm going to just show you something real quick. Darker screens possess more of an ambient light rejection than lighter screens. Lighter screens have a harder time because, again, there's not enough contrast in the screen. The screen's going to wash out even faster. They have a hard time absorbing light. So how is this ambient light projection technology, but this is not? This is darker. You would think this one would be ambient light projection and this one wouldn't be. But no, this one he claimed to be ambient light projection, and this one he claims is not ambient light projection. This is why in the forum sites he is labeled as an idiot. And those who buy his products, you're labeled as getting scammed. That's why. Did you think about that, did you? Everybody in the forum site picked up on it in a hot second. Everybody picked up on it. They're like, wait a minute. So this is supposed to be ambient light projection, but the darker version isn't? Do you know how backwards that sounds? That's like saying that Elite Screens sells multicolor screens. Let's say their gray screen, which is a cinema gray. Cinema gray is ambient light projection, and it has a 0.8 sitting on top of it, right? But the Darkstar 9, which is a darker version, has a 2.0. Does that sound normal to you? No, it doesn't. If that was the case, our theory here would be a complete fail. That screen right there, being the lighter screen, would be able to absorb better light, have better color, and be better than the darker screen we have here. Let me explain something to you, Mr. Fernando. You don't understand the laws of physics. There you go. So yes, the fellow who came up with this genius idea, and we're going to add this in a way. If I'm talking about something, I'm not going to basically not say your name in this, because again, you have to get credit where credit is due. Yes, Crow Screen Paint Products, as I told you before, he doesn't know what he's doing on camera. He's kind of like what you call winging it, so to speak. Crow. So here, gray, and then he goes in and he basically deleted the video, or he took down the video, bought the video back, and then turns around and took out certain areas where he said it's not ambient light projection now. This is not ambient light projection? How come this not be ambient light projection? It's far darker. There you go. But remember, when he took down the video and he bought the same video back up, this is how sneaky this guy is. He bought the same video back up, changed the title, but you can't change what you wrote in the video. In the video, what you said at 143, and everybody heard it in the forum site, you said it is ambient light projection. So how is this ambient light projection, but the darker version is not ambient light projection? Told you. You all that time, you people have bought this paint from this guy. He sold you guys a lot of paint. So all this time he was selling you paint. He was selling you products that he didn't even know what he was doing. You were buying paint from an amateur. Screen you have sitting on your wall right now, if you have this product, you got bamboozled. You bought a product from somebody that doesn't know what they're doing at all, period. Because if that's the case, then we would have a problem here. Every gunmetal screen right now on the market would have an issue if he was right. None of them would be able to absorb light. They'd be washed out, faded out, the whole 9 yards. And the lighter screens would be the ones actually generating better colors and contrast. There we go. Just wanted to bring that to you real quick. It's more than what I back up. When I say something, I do more than back it up. I prove it on so many levels. It's not even funny, but also show you exactly how ridiculous it is. So when we make a gunmetal technology, we test our gunmetals against certified. That's why we have a drawer full of certified screens. That's what they're for, to test against our products. You can't make a statement that you have a gunmetal technology if you haven't tested against an actual gunmetal technology, which is a physical screen. I can go on any forum site I want with any one of my gunmetal technologies, and I can take out their screens because I've done it already. They know me already when I walk in there. They know who I am because we've been in there multiple times. Where this guy, you walk into a screen that talks about a daylight's gunmetal technology with this, they'll look at you like, what the freak are you talking about? How is that gunmetal? That's nowhere near gunmetal. And he called it gunmetal. He literally called this gunmetal. Then you walk in there with this paint and say, oh yeah, but I got a darker mix. Okay, so Is going to match my screen. Then, oh wait, yours says it's not. How is that possible? You're not ambient light rejection? How dark your screen is. There you go. Has it been tested on a white level test to make sure that the white levels are basically well balanced? No, it hasn't been. There's no test on it whatsoever. What about a color balance? No. Low lumen test? No. Low lumen test at distance or on a white level test? No, has not been done yet. Any form of certified screen test? Basically white levels, color levels, contrast levels, fully lit environments? No, 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 no. So those of you who have this mix on your, mind you, isn't the Frankenstein mix, he said, basically not designed for basically home use? He already said that in the comments. It's for home use, not for home use. See what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. You guys get bamboo. People buy this stuff. You get bamboozled all day long. Okay, just want to lighten you up on that. Let's get back to real technology. Let me see for a minute. Pause this real quick. Come over here.
Same color. And to also shows that that video was made a day ago, which means you wanted to change the video at the last minute.
Yeah, we got him on it. This is the video we used against him against PayPal. He lost his claim. We were able to show that he changed his shopping cart at the last minute with the color to try to bring a more darker mix to our front door. Also, it shows at the end of the day that he went and manipulated the video and changed it out and said it was not, when clearly the video said it was. It's a whole lot of stuff he got busted on. PayPal was like, nope. And then they looked at his return policy and they were like, that's it. He lost his claim. And they asked him to back everything up that he claimed his product, and he couldn't do it. Couldn't back it up. So there you go.
Yeah, buddy. Keep this up, man. They're going to basically close you down. You got to stop doing these fake demonstrations on your products.
This is involving post office mail fraud, for those you don't know. This is actually all sent over to the post office because it shows that this guy clearly was showing his product to be one color and then turned around and changed the shopping cart the minute our order went through, and then used the United States Postal Service to basically complete the process, which also falls into the line of post office mail fraud.
But we have it here in the video and saying that the product of Frankenstein is ambient light rejection.
143. You won't find this video anyplace else. We're the only one who has it. We got rid of it.
Same thing. Now this is our Frankenstein right here that, as you can see, is a different color. You will see once the screen is painted. For this whole entire video, don't delete it, buddy, because we dubbed your video, we sent it over to PayPal. They have it right now. They're looking through it right now.
Yeah, we dubbed the video, sent it over to PayPal. He lost his claim, just like that. PayPal asked him, he said, why do you have it here than you have it here? See, the problem we have here, this was abruptly changed. There were no updates, no information, nothing. Usually if we're changing something, we have a bunch of updates that'll come up telling you, okay, look, this is what's going to happen. We're going to change it, like the vapor containers. We'll come up and show you these containers. This is a container. I was in the park showing you before we even shipped out these containers. This is what we're going with. We like these containers. Just in case, you know, if you get a package from us and the container's different, you don't think that something's wrong with the paint. Because literally people will think something's wrong. You have to update everything. You can't roughly change stuff in a split second because people sometimes want to adjust to it. You ever seen what happened with the Coca-Cola fiasco? Yeah, they changed the cans. That's what happened. They called themselves jazzing up the cans and changed them, and people thought the soda tastes different because they changed the cans. What was it, white cans? Yeah, it was the white cans that triggered that one off. Look it up. It's very interesting. Think about that. White cans and green cans. They changed the color of the can, and people literally thought the soda tastes different. There you go. That's why you got to put updates in on everything you do. Everything you change in your company, you have to have updates coming a month ahead so people can get ready for the impact. If one of these companies, like gaming companies you've been paying a subscription for years, decides that, hey, look, we're no longer going to support doing videos, watching movies on our system. We're going to let all that go. Or you can't do any more downloadable contents anymore. They don't just abruptly do that just out of nowhere. They give you bulletins, updates. Look, we got this change coming up in probably about 6 months down the line. And we're telling you ahead of time. And then in between the 6 month long time, we're giving you updates. The marketplace is not going to be there anymore. So then when you know they'll put the date up when the marketplace is ending, even though they gave this information long ago. You already know. That's why people can't call and screaming like, I didn't know the marketplace disappeared. You didn't tell me. Oh, we did. We've been telling you this months and months and months ago that this was going to happen. There you go. They look into all that. You have to understand, PayPal, and I've been with PayPal for over 13 years. PayPal is going to thoroughly go through your website. Thoroughly. They're going to go through all your information, everything. They're going to go through it all. So if you have anything on there that's not so, you're in a lot of trouble. If you don't have enough information on the product, you can lose a case for that because there's not enough information on it. Well, we have vast amounts of information. We're way over. We're maxed out on our level. We have links on our site, test demonstrations. They look through all of that at the end of the day. Everything. Our batch numbers, everything. As a matter of fact, PayPal considers one of our batch number verification, our ship back policy, and basically it shows that all our products are tested and all links are on the site. They consider our website to be one of the most amazing websites, especially with the batch number verification, that they said now they're thinking about incorporating that into PayPal, which would be a fantastic idea. That you have to show your product is batch numbered. They like the idea. They love the fact that we have that much of a guarantee locked into our site. Product is tested before it's shipped out. Product is tested before it's shipped to the customer. And product can be shipped back to us and be retested again in a live stream. They like that. Then they look at his policy and it says, oh, yeah, it lands on your property. You're stuck with it. You open it up, you're stuck. No, they won't honor it.
You're showing two different colors. Either messed up. The verification video we sent it into also shows that that video was made a day ago, which means you wanted to change the video at the last minute just to basically get over on somebody. That's what you did. And anybody. So
PayPal figured out that they went through his account and would see if he had any update videos because he told him that the paint was always this color. And that was a lie. We even have the transcripts for court. But he told him that the paint was this color. The paint was never that color. It was this color. He changed it at the last minute to try to match the gunmetal we had in the basement. Where Fernando failed at was the fact that when we're in a basement, a maxo zone, there's a lot of light down there. And light will make a screen appearing to be lighter because there's that much light the screen's absorbing in. Where basically when we brought the paint up, and you can see it's super dark, is because the lighting that was basically the screen was absorbing in. So he tried to match the color of the screen we had in the basement, and he failed. Because the color is much darker because of all the light we have in the environment. And then, keep in mind, he always does this to himself. When we PayPal won the claim, we got our money back on our account, and he lost the claim. They told us to throw it in the trash, which we did. We threw it in the trash. He went on PayPal and went on YouTube and continued to rant and say, well, hey, the reason why he didn't open it up and test it, because he knew that it would beat the screen. You ran your mouth again, didn't you? This is why we have 4 Frankensteins canceled orders, because we came back in and placed another order right after he made the statement. He canceled it and put the money back in our account. Did you know that? Yeah, that's why we have 4 of those. We have 4 of that products that we ordered that have cancellations. See, Mr. Fernando, you know at the end of the day, we don't play. So when we throw this in the trash, because it was trash, we got our money back, right? And you went on YouTube and you ranted and said the reason why we threw it in the trash because we never opened it, we were afraid to test it. What did Mr. Bird do? Mr. Bird placed another order to bring it over for testing, did I not? What did you do? You canceled the order, put the money back in my account. See, there you go. Talk too much trash. That's why I said that nonsense, that back and forth with him, not worth it. It's not worth it. We just move on. We got things to do. We've tested enough of his stuff, but I don't like to say, I don't want to make, this video is not about him, but I don't like to say things out of my mouth unless I can back them up. So if I tell you that he claimed this product to be ambient rejection, we can show you. If I say this product was lighter at one point and he changed it at the last minute, we can show it. If I said he manipulated a shopping cart in order to make the paint darker to send it to us, because we were going to test this against network grade 773, we can prove it. If I say he lost a PayPal claim, we can prove it. There you go.
Plan that anytime any company or anything you may have in your house is making something new or developing something new, he'll give you these updates and bulletins and demos and whatever.
Yeah.
Everything up front to say, hey, look, we're going to product, they don't just change the product just like that.
Nope.
So there's so many ways he's going to try to come at this, but he's not going to win. This video right here, pretty much, he's done. All right, so this is the Frankenstein right here. When we contacted PayPal, we told them we did a verification video. We recorded our transaction, showing the color of the product. Color of the product actually matches the same color in the video.
All this was also sent to the United States Postal Service, their department, where they basically bring people to court for mail fraud. And because he basically thought of a scheme, carried out the scheme, and then used the United States Postal Service to complete the scheme, he is eligible now for mail fraud, which now carries a 20-year prison sentence, and he has 2 of these waiting for him.
5 years ago. Also, too, who, in their right mind, makes a product that's ambient rejection and then removes it and turn around and charge you more money 5 years ago?
So you didn't realize that this product, he had this product for 5 years, around 5 years back, which again, Universal Studios, who owns the right to Frankenstein, is going to file a trademark violation against him, and he's going to have to pay royalties of 5 years plus interest to them, including the jail time will follow behind that, because again, it's a 5 year. He's been using the name. We even have images back when he was selling on eBay. We had the face of Frankenstein on the containers. We have all that. All that was sent over to him, over to them. So all this is going to come to a head pretty soon. The first one, when we first show up in court, this is where everything starts to come up. The judge is going to pull all that up. They're going to look into everything. So if the cases are already there, they're going to be sped up to get him and to get all this to bring it in front of a judge. And he's in a lot of trouble. He is. You can't use a company's name. That's like making Dragon Ball Z paint, or making PlayStation paint, or Xbox paint. Can't do that. Against the law. You can't touch that. You can't touch those names. Touching copyrights, touching trademarks, all that stuff will land you in jail. This guy did that. He not only touched their trademark, but he wanted to touch their copyrights. It'll send you to jail. And that's what he's going through. But let's listen to this real quick, because I'm going to talk about this paint we're working on.
But it's not the price that it is now. So you're actually paying more for something that needs to be. So if you ever comes on camera and I never said my stuff is ambient light rejection, which I have heard you say in videos before, you, my friend, are a liar. Now,
sorry about this. Keep in mind, there were about 20 of these videos on the Frankenstein, just like this. A bunch of them. They're gone. He got rid of every single one of them. But he didn't get rid of this one, because we got it. As a matter of fact, we got the other one, too. There's another one, too, involving this video. We have that, too.
Right here, there's a video of you stating and saying that the product Frankenstein is ambient light projection. Let's go check it out. I hooked up my speakers. So we have it at 143 is where you can hear it. Frankenstein makes the eyes really good.
Ambient light rejection paint. Gotcha. So that's a lighter version. That's ambient light rejection. That's right out of the horse's mouth. Right out of the horse's mouth. Can't get around that one. He said it. So back then, this stuff was a little cheaper. This is more expensive at the time. It was we paid $95 for this. This then was about $50. So how do you charge somebody for ambient light rejection, which you claim here, which was a lighter screen, which had been virtually impossible because it's a lighter screen, where everybody knows darker screens are ambient light rejection. But you're going to charge less here, but you're going to take it out and downgrade it and charge more here.
Product Frankenstein is ambient light projection. Let's go check it out. I hooked up my speakers. So we have it at 143 is where you can hear it. Frankenstein makes the eyes really good. Ambient light projection. Ambient light projection.
I'm going to give you time to process that. Just let it sink on in there. So feel free to go to his website. You'll see right there on the page where it says not ambient light rejection. He said he never ever said his product was ambient light rejection. So those of you who somehow ended up with this mess, you now have a version of it that is a downgrade version of it. That's like I'm not comparing his pain, but it's like a metaphor. Like this being a PS5 and this being a PS1. Yeah, so this being the PS5 at the time, which is the product is not labeled as high as the PS5, but you know what I'm talking about. And all of a sudden, he downgrades the entire system, brings it down to a PS1, and sells it to you for more money. That's literally what he just did to you. Yeah. And if he sat there on camera and said and lied right through his teeth and said, I never said anything about my product ever being ambient light rejection. Got you right there. Hey, look, this is the same person who sat up on his bed and got in front of a camera and lied about moving. Yeah, I showed so many people that they could not stop laughing. You know how sad that is, that you literally think, I don't know which is more insulting. The fact that he thought he was going to get away with it, or the simple fact that he thought his fan base was, you were idiots. Because that's how he labeled you, as idiots. You're too dumb to realize that this man is sitting in the same place. Do you have any idea how can I say this word for it? The word for it on basically how bold you have to be to get in on social media. And you see people get busted on social media for dumb stuff. Be on social media. And not only that, how he treats his fans. He treats you guys like a bunch of idiots. He does. To think that you're too dumb enough to figure out that he is literally sitting in his apartment the entire time. I was looking at the bottom to see if we can find anybody that says, congratulations. Nobody commented nothing. So hopefully everybody caught on, because we caught on in a hot second. Because the minute I was looking, I was like, wait a minute. I move all the time. So I know what it's like to move. It's a pain in the butt. It is no joke. Yes, it's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the freaking butt. Unless you got the money to pay for movers, then it's not a pain in the butt. Anyway, most of us, we basically move our own stuff. But anyway, yeah, getting the truck rental and all that stuff and going through that freaking headache and then boxing everything up, and you realize, like, where the freak did all this stuff come from? Like, I didn't have all this when I first moved in here. Realize you accumulated way too much stuff. Then you got to label everything. Dishes over here, and you don't. It's going to be a freaking bingo nightmare if you don't label your boxes, because you won't know where the kitchen stuff is at between the bathroom and the bedroom. And then when you finally get everything there, carrying the stuff onto the truck, especially if you got furniture, thank goodness I ain't have furniture, carrying stuff on the truck, and then basically you got to make multiple trips, or if you're going state to state, feel sorry for you guys to do state to state, because man, I couldn't imagine doing that. Carrie, I'm not doing state to state ever. But anyway, so going through all that, and then the fact that when you get all the boxes, you're tired already. You're already tired because you loaded all those boxes onto the truck. Now you got to turn around, you got to load all the boxes back into the new place. You don't even want to set anything up. It's Stonehenge down there. There's boxes literally everywhere. You're just taking out for the bare essential. That's what you're getting. Like, stuff I need for this, and I definitely got to get this. I need this for work, this and that. That's all you're doing. And then bit by bit, you're breaking it down. That's what you're doing. Not me. I'm different at the end of the day. I was raised military. We're a little different than that. We break it down. We bring it in, we break it down, set it up, be done. I got things to do. I do not have time to be tripping over boxes and everything else, so I get it done. My ex, on the other hand, nah, she's basically, well, I'll take my time. So I take all her stuff and shove it in her room. She'll figure it out, and I'll basically break everything down. Because I got projectors in there. I got my equipment in there. I got tools and stuff that I need. I got to set my shop up right away because I have to work. So everything has to be busted down. And while I'm in there, might as well knock out the kitchen, might as well knock out the bathroom. While I knock out the bathroom, I sort out all the boxes so everything's clean downstairs, and then we just break it down from there. It makes it so much easier to do. But the shop has to be broken down the same day it comes in because I got to make money. So when you sit there and say moving is such a pain, you don't know what moving is because you've been in the same spot since day one. And that being said, that I don't know how in the world his fan base did not see it because again, you can clearly see that there's two holes right in the wall, right there. I'm sitting there like, well, how the freak did he move? What place did he move into? I can see two visible holes in the wall right there. So if there's two holes in the wall, it can mean two things. Either your landlord's a slumlord and he just looked and go, you know, who freaking cares? Let's leave it there. He's gonna pay me money anyway, whatever, da-di-da. He's one of them. Or there is no other or, because anyone else who punctures two holes in the wall, they're going to automatically smooth it, cover it, paint it down so they can get their security deposit. I mean, you want to get as much of your security deposit as you possibly can, hopefully all of it. So that you're definitely going to do that. And keep in mind that even if that's the case, which I think that's kind of jacked up, think about this one for a minute, just real quick. Now, mind you, they got their own crew that comes in and has to repaint the apartment anyway. And all the apartments have to go through a check, unless you're a slumlord and you don't. But if you are, you got your maintenance crews going to come in, they're going to paint everything down, sand it, whatever, fix this, fix that, to make the apartment look somewhat acceptable so when you move into it. So what the frick are you paying a security deposit for? If you wreck the place, they got somebody to come in and fix all that. That's why I said I don't understand that part. But anyway, moving on. But still, if you leave two holes in there, say you forget and you leave two holes in there, and they find it, they're going to notify you and say, hey, we found two holes in the wall, so I'm going to charge you $35. It's something ridiculous, you know it is. And they charge you for that. They take it off for leaving a hole in the wall. And then they come in, they bring their maintenance crew comes in, and they basically patch up all the holes, because I watched it when I was in the apartment. I watched them go into apartments that people had already left and redo the whole place. And I knew the maintenance crew in there. So I basically could walk in there and check out and see how they were doing the place. So yeah, so they'll redo everything in there. Sometimes they'll add a little upgrade to it so that way you can get a little more money out of it. Because I watched them take out an entire sink, put in new faucets and bathtub and all that stuff to go upgrade. And the guy was telling me the whole thing because I was cool with him at the end of the day. As a matter of fact, he's the one that showed me the apartment. It was one of the maintenance guys. So me and him became really good friends. So anytime we're hooking up a place, I said, yo, Ken, you want to check this out? We're going to take out the whole sink, put this in, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, yeah, we were pretty cool. Matter of fact, when I left from there, I left 2 massage chairs. I gave them to him because I wasn't taking them with me. He said, what you going to do? He said, don't take them. He said, oh, man, I love these. I can use these, man, because he works all day long. When the massage chair, I had 2 of them, so I gave them to him. But he's a pretty cool guy. I bump into him from time to time when I go past the neighborhood. I see him. We talk a little bit here and there, but that's basically about it. But anyway, getting back to it, they'll come in and they'll patch the place up automatically. So if he just moved into that place, those 2 holes that you would be able to see, they automatically would have been patched up right from the door. Unless he didn't care when he walked in. So you would have noticed that from the door. They clean it. Only time you'll notice weird stuff in the apartment, we call it the Where's Waldo effect. Like you don't see it when you first walk in, but after you've been there for a while, open up a closet and find this gaping hole to God knows where. Like, what the freak? I didn't see this here when I first came. Yeah, that kind of stuff, like small little stuff that you really won't notice until you actually live there for a while. Then that stuff you got to find, but not something right there. And if you look at the holes, if you basically, everybody pulls a screw out of a wall, I'm pretty sure we have, you will notice it gives it a volcano effect where all the plaster will pull up around the screw as you're taking it out, and it gives it a little volcano. And that's when we can tell that basically what he did was he went in, Jamie, stop me if I'm basically in your head right now. You went in, you pulled out pictures out of the wall, you took your bed, you swung it around, you put your camera on a tripod, and you had your flip phone, and you sat there and you were talking about how you can't show up the environment due to the fact that it's boxes all over the place and moving in such a pain and blah, blah, blah. We just moved into this place right here just now. How do you do that? How do you just lie like that? That's pretty low. If you're willing to lie on a level like that, you're willing to lie about anything. And guess what, my friend? That video right there is going to be used against you in court to wreck your credibility in court. To show that you went on a live stream and you lied just like that. Because your lawyers are going to try to paint a picture that you're a decent citizen, and we got enough information you to show you definitely are not a decent citizen. No way. Being cursed out through your stream, pornography being posted, all that stuff you were doing, yeah, all that's going to be used against you in court to show that paint the picture that you're a very, very awful human being. But not only that, you're a liar, and you will lie about anything and everything. And we can prove it because we have multiple demonstrations of you clearly lying. But one of the ones that are basically stand out the most is the apartment. which clearly showed that you walked down on a live stream and you lied to your fan base. And not only did you get caught, but it shows in the video how we came back and you blocked the video and made it members only. Man, there's a lot. I told you there's a lot of stuff I'm gonna use against him in court. Yeah, it's one of the ones going to show at the end of the day that he's a liar. And you know what loses cases in courts? Liars do. Because that means anything you say out of your mouth is considered to be a lie. So yeah, you got to consider the fact how bold you got to be to do that. That's really, really bold to do that. Yep. So I've seen that. I've seen that area before. I've seen that area. Where I was looking at, I was like, wait a minute. I've seen that area before. He had lights on each side. He used it in a video. Tell me, Jamie, if I'm not in your head already. Right there. This is the video this is another video that went missing off his account. This is the benefit of a gray screen versus his product. This is where your bed was sitting. So you have a lamp on this side and a lamp on this side. This would be in your bedroom. How I know all this because we've seen you do dirty stuff in your videos. See right here? See it says video deleted and the videos are missing. So this video shows a lamp on each side, which would have been where you had the bed at. Because there was a lamp here and there was a lamp there. And your bed was right here where you claimed you moved. Yeah. Gotta stop lying so much. And this video is also missing, so you know that from the door. Really gotta stop lying so much. Now see, this is the part that my friends don't understand. You had the lights on, right? But for some reason you turned them off, which we don't know why. If you're showing a demonstration, because I see a demonstration, people have all the lights on, thinking, oh shit, you're gonna do a demonstration with the lights on, something pretty cool. Let's go watch this. Why would you turn them off? That's like me doing a demonstration. This is the benefit, right? If I would do a benefit of our technology versus a white surface, a white screen, why would I turn out the lights in the environment? Now, keep in mind, if you're going to be showing something in a fully lit environment, okay, yeah. But keep in mind, you have to understand, I can get my line too, don't I? But anyway, keep in mind that you have to also, too, understand that even with the lights out, you're supposed to show a massive significant difference. Like we could do with that, with the lights out, because we get asked all the time, turn the lights off, turn the lights out. Well, yeah, this right here is where the bed was at, right here. And this is where he sat there and said, I moved. That is pretty sad. Isn't that you, Mr. Fernando? Isn't that, yeah, that's you right there. And that's where you were sitting at. I had the entire video of him making the lie, making the statements. We have the recording of it. See, that's the reason why I'm glad we dub stuff, because we catch this guy doing the craziest stuff, man, we've ever seen. He does some really buck wild stuff. He does. Yeah. Portrait screen. And that's a multi-screen setup over there, isn't it? Yeah. All right, let me get back to what I got to do. So, reason why we got into all that, as I said before, I back things up. I don't get on camera and say nonsense at the end of the day because it's going to land you in court. This is where he's going. He's going to court. He said a whole lot of dumb nonsense out of his mouth about my company. And now he's got to go to court in front of a judge and he has to prove whatever he said is true. If not, guess what happens? Lawsuit and go to jail. Yep, it's fraud. It's different. You have to understand. Look, when you're basically talking about nonsense about, say, an everyday person, your neighbor, something like that, right? That is considered to be, they can sue you for this because it's called slander, right? Where jail time comes into effect because a company got involved in it. Now, if you're talking about a company, this is different. The rules change. Because now you're talking about someone's livelihood and you're talking about making false statements that can potentially hurt their business. And this right here basically carries a criminal charge. So you have to know how it works. So they don't know how it works. They say, well, you can't do it. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Because let's see, if it was just me talking about you and neither one of us own businesses, you could just get me on slander for just start saying something that's not true. As long as you can prove that I actually said it. And you can back it up. You got me on a recording in a bar, talking some trash about you, how you're this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 blah. And it gets back to you, and you got a recording me actually doing this, you could take me to court and sue me for slandering you. But if I have a company and you go against and say bad things about my company and you go on YouTube and produce videos and lie and talk about my products, that's a different story. It's a completely different lawsuit. Now it's considered to be committing fraud against my business, which means now that carries a jail sentence. I have to educate him every so once in a while. He sends me dumb stuff. You can't get me. You can't send me to jail for. Yeah, it can. It involves a company. See what I mean? The man McDonald's himself, well, he passed away a long time ago. He was my next door neighbor. And I say, hey, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I see you putting radiation or whatever crap into your grass and blah, blah, blah. And I start some rumor about some nonsense about him. It has nothing to do with his business in any way whatsoever. It's just his personal business about himself. Or maybe he hits his wife or something crazy like that. Or he beats on his kids, or I say something like that. All right, but he takes me to court, get me for slander. But if I say his business at the end of the day, his hamburgers make people they do this and do that and blah blah this and blah blah that, and then I go on social media and I continue these lies and I keep doing this, then it becomes a criminal charge. Because now it's involving a company. Different types of court. This is where we take it to federal. With the big boy court, with the big boys. Because then you get to wear the big boy pants. All right, let's get back to my gunmetal technology, because I can't wait to go dig into this and the craziness. We have demonstrations on our gunmetal history. Gunmetal history, what we do. I have no idea how in the world. We laugh about this so hard. Someone literally violated one of these things 63 times. I have no idea how they did not see this labeled directly to a website. Think about that, Mr. Fernando. When I see you in court, federal court. 50 years, I told you it's what we're asking for. We want 50 years. I say we do parole, right? Parole. 50 years parole. You'll have to do at least about probably, I don't know, they may make them do maybe about 25 of that. But that's what we're asking for. It's a lot. And if you think at the end of the day you're not, buddy, you basically duplicate. Remember back in the day when you had the VCRs, tapes? If you duplicated one of them suckers, if you even got caught in a movie theater with a camera and they caught you recording one time, you went to jail for it. Copyright is a serious business. The reason why they take copyright so seriously, because copyright is a multi-billion-dollar theft. It is. People take people's music, they take people's artwork, they take people's designs. You get people make designer bags and clothing like Gucci and all them, Versace and Nike. People bootleg and copy their stuff and do what they want to do with them, and they lose millions of dollars on this. It's a very, very serious, and they take it extremely seriously. So you basically get caught with a camera recording, you're going to jail. There's no such thing as no probation. You are going to jail. Because you know what's going to happen? First, two entities get involved in this. The first entity is going to be the people who own the rights to it. They're going to come after you. And then the government's going to come after you because, again, the protection is under them. They're the ones who enforce the law to protect your copyrights, trademarks, patents, and all that stuff. So they're going to be involved in it. And their policy of coming after it is completely different. Like, if you come and take it to court, we're going to sue you. The jail time doesn't come from us. The jail time comes from them. They issued the jail time, and they issue the other fines that come along with it, like the $250,000 and all that. But we have to sue you separately for that. But they're going to hit you with another set of charges and all that. So when they charge you, this is where the 20 years comes from, and they stand by this. You're not dealing with me when it comes to the jail time. This is where Fernando got to understand it. You're dealing with United States government. United States. That's who you're dealing with. That's who you're going to have to bring a lawyer to fight at the end of the day to keep your butt out of jail. Good luck with that. government doesn't seem to be one that bends over too much. So at the end of the day, they're kind of going to stand on that one right there from the door, because they deal with that nonsense every single day, and they have to make an example of you. So you're looking at getting way over 50 years. We want 50 years to keep us happy, but you're going to get way over that. You're going to get way over that. Yeah, you're not dealing with us. We don't issue the jail time. They issue the jail time. We just a lawsuit for just touching it. That's it. But the penalty is from the United States government. They're the ones who issue your fine for this. We're suing you. They're going to fine you. So you're going to pay their fine, and you're going to pay our settlement, and we're going to sue you for. And the jail time doesn't come from us. The jail time comes from them for touching the copyright. They're the ones that are going to issue 20 years. That's what we're going to get from them. They're the ones going to issue 5 years or 10 years or 15 years. They issue that. And they're the ones who make the decision that when they look at it and go, okay, how many times did he hit this copyright? Was it one time? Because if it's one time, it's different. You still get jail time, it's a little different. If you hit it more than one time, then it goes into a area which says willfully. And willfully means you intentionally hit that copyright and you knew exactly what you were doing 100% when you were doing, which means you are automatically deemed guilty. And this is where the heavy charges come in. There you go. That's what it means. Look it up. Do the research. That's why I tell him he contacts me ranting and carrying on and all that. He's scared. He contacts me. He's scared. Ranting and carrying on. He is scared. You should be. You should be terrified, man. You should be absolutely terrified. You should be. I know you get on camera. You want to act big and bold and all that. That's you being. You're afraid. Everybody knows what happens when you touch a copyright. YouTube doesn't play that nonsense at the end of the day. You hit one of them copyrights, they'll send you out a thing, remove it, get the video going. I remember I hit a couple, I was playing a football and somewhere the music something went off in the background and they sent me a little thing telling me you got to remove it or we'll block it here and block it there. Yeah, they have to because they'll get sued. So that's why they come in and jump on that. And that's just one video. Or they're monetizing your videos and they'll take out videos left and right. Nope. Because you can't make money off a video if there's a copyright sitting on top of it that belongs to somebody else. So you take it out. Here you go. It don't bother me. We do 10 videos sometimes a day. So yeah, if they take out 3 or 4 of them, we got more we put back in. We just make sure we just don't go anywhere near that. It's like kind of like thanking them at the end of the day. Well, thank you. I got no problem with removing the video. I've removed videos that had like 500,000 likes on it, and I have views on it. I got rid of them because again, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I'm suing somebody for touching my copyright. So I understand 100% what that person is feeling. So no problem. I'll remove it. Ain't a big deal to me. We'll just make more videos. That's all. But other than that, yeah, that's just one. And this guy hit that thing 6. That's one of them. We have 2 copyrights. That's one of them. He hit 63 times. So you got to consider the trouble that he is in is unfreaking unimaginable how bad it is. It's pretty bad. And he can get on camera. He can say, well, nothing's going to happen to me. Mr. Fernando, if nothing was going to happen to you, process server wouldn't have been banging on your door. Because apparently you don't understand how that process works. Clearly you don't have a grasp on reality. You really don't, how things work. And mind you, you still have perjury charges coming up because you committed perjury on the LLC. That's also involving government agencies. So it's going to show that you have a history of violating government agencies, which is not good. That's not something you really want to have on a record. Very, very, very gotten yourself into a lot of trouble. But those copyrights, when I show them off to some of these attorneys I know, they sit there and go, oh my goodness, like really? Like, yeah, he hit that copyright that many times. And not only did you hit the copyright, Mr. Fernando, but you went in and you carried on. You went in and wrote messages across the artwork. You went in and you basically made statements that you can do whatever you want. It belongs to you, it's yours. So don't get on camera, don't scream and carry on, and don't act up and don't blame anybody else. You're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. You're never getting out. It's way too much. Way too much. You're an old guy at the end of the day. They give you 20 years. That's still almost considered life. And you're not getting 20 years. You're only a lot more than that. And mind you still have the post office fraud charges coming up on top of that. So that's even worse. That's another government agency. And we got evidence on that. Strong evidence. We have you on unboxing. We have you writing all over the containers. We have your face on a receipt. The Frankenstein, the people own the company Universal Studios. That's another federal charge. That involves trademark infringement. We literally have, my goodness, this is why he got rid of all the videos. We really have receipts that we literally bought a product from you that says Franken, and we did it 4 times. You even wrote on the container. You dated it. Your face is on a receipt. It's open and closed. This man, he's going to spend the rest of his, I hate to say it and put it this way, and it's sad, but it's true. He did it to himself. He's going to die behind bars. I mean, he'd be lucky to grow old, but he's going to spend the remaining of his time on this earth in prison. That's what he did to himself. And that's not even the worst of it, people. He still has the stalking charges, the defamation, the doxing. He's got several people that are filing lawsuits against him. My sister's filing criminal charges for doxing her place. The people who own the building is filing against him. He's never coming home. He's done. That's it. That's the end of it. And he wrecked his life. He destroyed it. You know, you watch that when you look at people who have the ability to have freedom and go out and enjoy their lives, and you go, how in the world did you wreck it all? How did you mess it up? And then people do it. They wreck their lives. It's not something that we're just making up. It's right there. We got tons of proof of it. Oh, I forgot about the freaking spamming and the emails and all that stuff. He's gonna be, it's a lot. And when I went to see when I went down to file for the courthouse, and they just like looked at it like, how old is he? Because they're thinking he's young. You know, maybe it's a young guy doing this nonsense. He's a grown man with kids. They just shake their heads. It's that bad. They literally just shake their heads. It's literally that bad. And copyrights are no joke. Now, I could drop literally every single charge we have on him, except for not the post office. We can't drop those. But the rest of them, the copyrights alone are going to destroy him. Those are the ones he really has to worry about the most, is those copyrights. And it's not just one, it's 2 of them. Well, thank goodness I didn't get the 3rd one, because if I got the 3rd copyright, whoo, man, that'd have been 3. Test your luck with that one, too. Let me see. I think we're going to do our gunmetal outside. I want a gunmetal technology for outside, because I like outside gunmetal screens. I like to do something that the other gunmetals can't do. That way we can go in the forum and say, we can go outside. What about you? Like, oh, shoot, we can't go outside. No, you cannot go outside. I do know the fellow who basically, I got to track him down. He's a customer who did a demonstration on a WeMax. We don't advise you do them, but he did one on a WeMax. He's going to get a gallon for free. When we launch it, he gets the first gallon for free. He did me a night. That was nice for him to do. It really was. I appreciate when people, these are customers right here for the, you know. And this is John T on top of that, showing off the Digital One 2.0 when someone sat there and said it was so dark, unwatchable. Mind you, we're taking you to civil court for that one. I was going to take you to small claims court, but I'm taking you to civil court for violating that batch number, and that's going to cost you 80 grand. But anyway, yeah. So let me see, what is that gunmetal? Oh, this is a 2.0. It has a challenge sitting on top of it, which has not been met yet. Crazy. Anyway, this is gunmetal technology we engineered. Max out some gunmetal.
Okay, how we doing out there? First things first.
You have to be in this much. You should be in this much light when you're running gunmetal. It's a dark screen. You'll be operating the fluid environment.
Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale that is going to be going on too.
Phantom gunmetal. And then we're going to have a quasar.
Set up down here. So, like I said, we're still doing some work in this section.
Quasar. All right, so as you can see, we tested this stuff. We got tests on those certifies, but I got to order all my certifies all over again because Mr. Bird lost them. I actually didn't lose them. I know exactly where I lost them at, but yeah, well, we'll just get more. Who has gun? I want the best. I want the best gunmetals we can get. The best of the best. I've already seen, I'll be careful because I got people, companies who watch my channel. I swear I got to be careful what I say. I literally got to be careful. It's not that. They'll basically refuse. Well, I have to get somebody else to get it. That is jacked up, man. Seriously. Like, I'm going through this with certifieds now. I literally got to get somebody to get it for us because they won't sell it to me. Hey, people make screen paints. Do you have this issue? I do. I have this issue all the time. I literally have to get other people to buy other people's stuff because they'll cancel on us. Hey, even remove an entire state. And now when it comes to gunmetal screens, we literally can't tell them who we are. They can't know who we are because they'll make sure that we don't get our hands on it. See, that's what I'm talking about. Your product is good when you have a reputation with certified screens that they know who you are and why they won't let a sample end up in your area. Because again, like I said, if I was doing anything wrong with these companies, if I was basically deliberately tampering with their screens to make them look darker and that, they'd have landed me and they would have sued me so fast it's not even funny. No, we can back it up. That's the reason why they don't bring me to court. Because the last thing they do is bring me into a courtroom and have me back that up. Oh, this is not going to go well for you. This is going to be extremely bad. I'm going to blow your screen clean out of the water in a courtroom. It's going to be bad. And I'm going to do it with a projector that basically costs far less than yours. In an environment your screen can't even survive in. So you really don't want me in that environment at all. And they don't. You know what kind of publicity that would bring me at the end of the day? You know how bad it goes on court record. So that'll be on court record. Every time someone digs that up, it'll show that, yeah, they did so and so and so and so. Yeah, that'll make their stock drop dramatically. And the best thing to do is just leave me alone. That's what they do. Because they figure that I'm not in the pond anymore. I'm in the ocean, but they're in a different part of the ocean. Now let's keep him over here, right? Keep him over here, and we're over here, right? So let's not antagonize him. Let's not go over there, because if we go over there and we basically file a lawsuit against him saying he basically falsified our products, he may go into a courtroom, and if this product does what it's designed to do, which they know it does, then we're in a lot of trouble, because now it's going to be publicly known that he was able to take out one of our screens for under $500, and we don't want that, because now their customer base will be looking in this direction now. They don't want that. So let's keep them over here. As long as he's not tampering with our product and doing something he's not supposed to be doing, which we don't, because if we do that, basically it hurts my screen, because again, sooner or later I'm going to have to bump into one of these screens, and if I fake that demonstration, it's going to come out. So I don't like to look like an idiot on camera, so I do my work. So let's leave him over here, let him test what he wants. He's doing everything within the guidelines, and let's ignore him and stay over here, because right now he's not here yet. But because we're now in this situation right now, we're slowly creeping over there. Dump, bum, 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 boom. Hello, how you guys doing? I was the guy way over there, the guy you tried to ignore. Now I'm in your trade show. So now you have a screen in your trade show that you've seen take out your product. Not only your product, your top and your best product. It can survive an environment that'll make your trade booth look absolutely embarrassing, which means we can draw in 10 times more light in our environments when your trade booth is set up to be ambient light controlled to make your screens operate better, and you're using high-powered projectors to make the screen look better also. When we're using cheap old projectors in a well-lit environment, and we can read the infinity level and you can't pick it up. Not good for them. Ta-da! Yeah, that's why. But slowly we'll be over there. Bit by bit by bit by boom. Now, I figure that Diamond's pretty smart. Innovation, he's pretty smart. The guy who developed the screen, he's pretty smart. That's why he has a black screen. Because he knows sooner or later we're going to pop up over there. He knows it. Sooner or later we're going to hit that area. He has to be ready for us. Or any black screen is going to pop up. But the problem he has is we're the ones who started the invention on black technology. So our advancement in knowing to black technology would be farther than his, which means we could develop technology designed to take his screen out, even just by looking at it. We don't even have to touch it. That's where that aluminum technology comes in at. That's where the AdTech TV technology comes in. They're designed to take out other black screens. We think ahead of everything. So our technology here, we'll take all gunmetal, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And we have the more advanced technology, which we know they can't touch. It's designed to take out any future black screens. Basically, they can still sell the black screens, which we want them to do, but we want to be number one. We want to be better than their screens. There we go. See the big picture of it all? Now, that's why I said you gray screen paint makers at the end of the day down there screaming. We're not paying any attention to you at all. We don't care about your products. Move on. Go someplace. Get out of my face with that dumb nonsense at the end of the day. We can crush you any day of the week. We don't care. Go somewhere else. My plans were never for you. My plans have always been for certified screens. We can handle and take out the gunmetal with no problem. But we know that now that Diamond has developed, or Screen Innovation has developed a black screen, which thank you so much. I really appreciate that because we're looking forward to that. He's going to start a chain reaction for the other screens to convert into black technology. And that's why this is where the challenge comes in for us. We can start engineering more high-powered black screens to take on their screens. So that's where the challenge is going to be for us. Not freaking gray screens at the end of the day that can't even conjure up a contrast level, even if you had a Harry Potter wand. Gee whiz Louise, my goodness. Every time I turn around, we're just like you. And fake black products that can't even last that long. You can't even support the color black. How are you going to come off as saying you're a black screen? You can't read black to begin with. How do you come off gray? I don't even know how that even works. And the video's gone missing too, by the way. So no, stop it. Just stop it. You're supposed to pick up the gunmetal. Now, the beautiful thing about gunmetal technology, what I love about it too on top of that is gunmetal basically pushes your limits. You can't just make a gray charcoal paint and call it gunmetal because charcoal gray is not gunmetal. It's not. Gunmetal is defined on basically how close you get to the edge of being almost black but not black. You ever play the penny game on the baseboard? You know, you take the penny and you throw it, and the person gets closer to the baseboard is the one that actually wins. You have to get the close. So the closer you get to the edge of not being black, but you have to be a super dark gray. You have to be ultimate dark gray, but you have to be right on the very brink of the edge of it, but not tilting over into black, because once you tilt into a black screen, you become a black screen. You have to be right on that very little edge of it. And once you achieve that, then you now have to go through white level verifications and all that stuff. You have to go through the same thing black screens would have to go through, because again, you know, that's what you have to go through. Usually with the gunmetal screens I've tested, they're dark, but they're not really that dark. They still have this kind of reflective surface, which means basically it's designed to collect more white light, so that way the screen produces better color and white levels, so it doesn't wash out. Not to wash, but it doesn't become too dark and dirty, where we figured out how to get around all that. Make a screen ultra dark gunmetal. So but this gunmetal is going to be a little bit different. This one we're going to develop to be a little bit more interesting. It's kind of a special little color code attached to it that doesn't match any gunmetal on the face of the planet. Nope, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be dark gray, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be so beautiful when you turn your projector off. That's what I love about screens. A projection screen should look gorgeous when you turn it off. It should look beautiful, not some blinding gray or white screen staring you in the face like, ugh, what the freak is that on your wall? Why you have a gray spot on your wall? It's a gray screen's an ugly screen to look at when the projector's off. It's ugly. A white screen's an ugly screen to look at. I see them all day long. Ugh, yeah. You want a screen that looks gorgeous. You know how your black OLED looks like on your screen, on your wall? How gorgeous that looks. That's why we like the black screens. But this gunmetal is going to have a very interesting... Hey, it's Mr. Mannequin. But this gunmetal technology is going to have this really interesting color to it. It is going to look absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous with it on, gorgeous with it off. But yeah, that's what we're working on next. We also too have to work on a few things. We have... next month, we're going to be working on the gunmetal, and we're going to be working on theater on the go. I got to get one of them done. We got to get one of them. I got to test one of these things out. We got to go pick up the projector, pick up the Bluetooth, get the whole package, get it done, get it set up, so we can see how this works. Because mind you, we're engineering a new screen paint to make these screens fire off. These projectors, I think they're the Philips. I like the Philips projectors. Fill out portable projectors. Did it just say fill out portable projectors? It literally just said that. It said fill out. I wanted the Philips. Philips portable projectors. Do we give me a chance to freaking really seriously? Thank you. Gee whiz. Like, just rush me. No, I just said that whatever, just put that up there. Let me see. Now this is what we're looking at. We're looking at these projectors right here. These are the ones I like. We got to test these. Can we make these projectors look incredible? Really? You have to ask that question. My $10 projector looks absolutely marvelous. We can make this projector look great, gorgeous, absolutely immaculate, and do I dare say whimsical. This old machine. We can make this look insane. Mind you, we got the ability to, I remember GM Go, I think it is, they contacted me way back. This is when they had the projector that was circle, their circle projector. They wanted us to develop a screen paint to make their projectors look good in the showroom. We can literally do that. We can make your projector look insane in a showroom, but that would be lying. That'd be lying. Because you know what they'll do? They'll sit there and they won't give us credibility for it. Unless they give us credibility for that technology, our technology in there, then yeah. Then they have to make a package deal, because then you would have to buy, if you want the projector to look the way you want it to look, you're going to have to basically buy the screen paint to go along with it, or the physical screen. Let me see. These things I think have built-in apps and everything. Don't they have them? Yeah, they do have built-in apps into it. We're going to make this thing look absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So this does a 65-inch screen, which is cool. We have 50 inch. This is going to be a theater on the go. It's a portable 50-inch screen, 40 and 50-inch screen that comes with a free projector. The projector comes free with it. I know it's just $65 here, but with the wholesale license, guess what? We get it for much cheaper because we're going to buy bulks of these things. So it's going to come with your Bluetooth speakers. Some are Bluetooth and some are not, because it depends on the projector and which one you pick. So it comes with a 50-inch screen or 40-inch screen. It comes with the projector and Bluetooth speakers or non-Bluetooth speakers, but it's going to be a whole entire theater system you can take on your back where you want to go, what you want to do with it, I don't know. You like that, don't you? Got a little cat in the hat, little Dr. Seuss thing going on there. But yeah, so I've been doing the research on these machines. So we're going to get this thing in, get the screen in, develop a new coating for that screen, and now you can take your old movie theater where you want to go. Now, where does this come in handy at? Everywhere. So we already acquired an RV lot where a guy has these RVs. Went over and talked to him, dropped off one of those crystal clear business cards. They like those things. And then basically we have an agreement with him to go in and show off our screens. But he's also interested in something else too. He's also interested in bigger screens. Like when somebody takes out the screen, they can bring it down. They have those there. They have these screens that come out and they're white. They're disgusting. They're ugly looking. So we can actually upgrade those screens because we have the new technology coming up pretty soon, which is the FLE Invisible Infinity 1. And that screen has a bleed through process, which means we can convert all the screens, which we don't convert. They will convert all the screens over to black technology where it belongs. Get rid of that white screen. That way they can have that TV-like look on either side because it's a front and rear technology. We utilize everything. We have to. The whole idea is to basically develop technology that basically changes everything. That's what I see when I walk around all day long. Like, wow, we can turn this countertop into a TV screen. We can turn that wall into a TV screen. We can turn that into a TV screen, this into a TV screen, this and that and this and there. That's how it has to be. That's why all I think about is work, because this is all I see. I see nothing but our screens everywhere. Every time I walk past a window, I see the advertising come to life. There's a brewery around here. And every time I walk past it, everybody just sees a window that says beer. But I just see these soaps, these beer suds flooding up in the window. I see the windows being filled with beer, pouring over the side and right through the imagine looking through a bar and the whole entire glass just turns into this beer just fills up slowly. And then through the beer, you have the advertising, different alcohols and stuff like that. Or you can just show like karaoke night and people laughing and joking around glass. Imagine how fun that would be. See what I mean? That's what I told you. Ad tech is $1 billion technology. And it's only $1 billion technology. And where's ad tech? Well, we're not ready to launch ad tech yet. We're still waiting on a few bits of paperwork. And then ad tech will be ready to go. Because we have to lock that thing. And I mean, lock it down. Yes. So it's going to be pretty cool to work with that stuff. But that's what I see. When I walk past Dunkin' Donuts, I see the window raining donuts. I see it raining donuts. I see it raining coffee. I see some kind of donut mascot dancing across the screen. That's literally what I see when I walk downtown. I see people's windows come to life. That's what I see. Go past the library, I see the whole entire window raining books. I see a giant book opening up and Tom Sawyer coming out and explaining what his travels are. See, that's what I'm talking about. This gives people the ability to turn their windows into something different. And you imagine if they incorporate, I hate AI at the end of the day, but AI does some pretty cool stuff. If it's treated rightly, it does some pretty cool stuff. The animation they can use from AI to push through a window to bring things to life even better. If you have a large storefront window, you can have a reenactment right there. If you have a window where you're basically advertising clothes, instead of using a mannequin and trying to choose out of your many collections on which one is going to basically produce more foot traffic, you can literally have an entire fashion show pushed through your window. Bring in some models or whoever you want, have them wear the clothes, do a little runway scenery, record the whole thing, put it on the glass. Advertise your entire show line right there. Have your catalog right through glass. Foot Locker, billion-dollar big company, million-dollar company, billion or whatever they are today. They can advertise all their sneakers, 360 scroll all the way around, right through that glass. Yeah. Companies like Comcast, AT&T, yeah, big corporations can use that technology on every single chain of their stores. They show off all the advertising right through glass. Their very commercials can push right through glass. Now you see when I told you that ad tech is a multi-billion-dollar technology. Yeah. There's no end to what ad tech can do. And then once ad tech becomes a TV technology, well, guess what? There's lights out. You can go outside at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, watch a football game or whatever you want to watch right on your deck with no problem whatsoever. And no fear of saying, well, we can't be out here because the sun's out here and the screen's going to wash out. Yeah, right. And worry about that. We got malls down here. We put a 200-inch screen, even a 50-inch screen, even a 100-inch screen in the middle of the mall and display an image to it. You know how many stores sit in a mall? I walked through the mall they had down here, and I was like, gee whiz, this is crazy. I can become a multi-millionaire just by in here. All I have to do is get rent one of those stores. That's it. And rent one of those stores are cheap. Rent one of those stores, and I don't have to put anything in there. Just do the windows. That's all I need. I can advertise whatever I want. You can literally make money off ad tech. You know how? You get a store, large windows, and you can advertise other companies through your glass. Or, I had a cool idea for this. If you got a shipping container, you can wire the projectors inside, very easy to do, battery systems with the land the roof with the solar panel, so it's all powered by the sun. You don't worry about any electrical bills. Cut out and put large windows or plexiglass windows so they don't get shattered, and you can coat them and you can use that as an advertising booth. As long as you got it in an area where it's got a lot of traffic, you can advertise. Companies would pay you money to advertise through that technology, which means they'll be able to push commercials right through that booth. You can locate them things all over the city and make a ton of money off our technology. This is what investors are looking at. See? There you go. Easy to do. You'll make a ton of money. Quit your 9 to 5 and sit back and watch your money roll in, because that's the easiest money you'll ever make. You buy your shipping containers are around $5,000. That's $5,000, really $3,000. And it's the shipping. You have to bring the unit in, costs money to bring it in on a crane. You bring somebody in with a plasma torch. Same thing like when they build shipping container homes. Basically, but the only difference is you're just going to basically just cut, and basically you don't have to insulate it because mine, you're going to have projectors in there. You're going to have this kind of an air ventilation unit so air gets out and all that. But you can coat it with that technology. Now we can make that technology ultra black, which means they can't see jack in, they can't see projectors, they can't see equipment, nothing in there, and that image will push right through when the sun hits it. And you can advertise whatever you want. People come there and say, oh, shoot, well, I can put my own commercial. You can run your own commercial for your business right through here. Has 4 sides to it. We can ask you for the smaller ones to be a little bit cheaper, or you can break it down. They're about 9 feet tall, so you can break it down and basically put half here, and someone put an advertisement here. They can put an advertisement here, one there, and one on each side. We actually have one on this side because you have to be to go inside and do any repairs or anything that has to be done. You can run it off an EcoFlow system. These things can power an entire house. You only power 4 projectors and probably some equipment in there. That's basically about it. And basically, as for internet, well, you can get internet to power theater with no problem whatsoever. As a matter of fact, one of those units right there, where did it go? It's on the floor somewhere. Anyway, one of those units are the mobile internet, which is fantastic. Number one, there's no cables, there's no wires. You plug it up, it's linked from a satellite. That's it. And then basically, you just line the roof with the panels, and you could basically run the whole entire place energy free. Is that amazing or what? God just gave that to me a few minutes ago. Thank the Lord. Yep, and you can take that. Now, why would I do it? I got too much to do right now. I give out free ideas all the time on how to make money. And you contact us, and basically we'll work out a little contract with you. So basically, you make sure you advertise our logo. Every time our logo has to pop up in that glass. It has to be there. You will notify the people that are doing it that our logo will have to be at the top or whatever, showing that it's our technology at the end of the day. We can't have people taking credit for our work. But other than that, think about that, on how much money you'll make off advertisement and how many checks will be rolling into your bank account every single month, because they have to pay monthly for that service. Yep, there you go. You make a ton of money. It's like the same people who drive around those trucks. I talked to a few people like that. And at the time, we didn't have the technology. But what they do is they take these LCD panels and they put them in the truck and they advertise. The problem is that the LCD panels can be cracked, they can be damaged, a number of things that can happen, and they're very expensive, especially if you want to set one of these up. But imagine if you had ad tech in there. So that a few people were talking about, well, if we ever got to that point, that they would want to cut the trucks and put the plexiglass in and put the projectors inside. And that way they can advertise and drive throughout the city. But now we have that technology that is now a possibility. So this ain't bad right here. And it's got a built-in media player too, so that makes it even better. Because I'm thinking like, okay, do we have to strap a fire stick to this thing? But nope, it has a built-in media into it, so that's pretty cool. Okay, what's our lumen count for this? As is over 50, we should be good. It's got an operating system stream content directly from Wi-Fi. Oh, that's a Wi-Fi capability. Okay, these are pretty nice. All right, we got to get one of these in the screen, and we can test the new coding for that. So that way we make sure these things are going to fire up. Now, this theater on the go is fantastic because I see a lot of people up here. They've built a lot of apartment complexes up here, and they got these little tiny balconies. Some people just want to chill on the balcony. They're out there with a cell phone. It'd be nice to have a nice little movie theater out there. And I saw somebody do that up in New York City where they had this little portable screen, they had a Pico projector out there, and I thought it was pretty cool on how they did their balcony. They put a sandbox out there. Now, of course, you want to cover that up because if that gets wet, it's pretty messy. But they have a sandbox out there so they can sit out there and put their feet in the sand, and they can make their margaritas. The guy was showing the video. They make their margaritas and all that stuff and drinks and stuff in the little bar they have in the kitchen. And they sit up there and they watch their movies. They got the tiki torches. Well, not the real ones, but you know what I'm talking about. You can't have that because you got someone over top of you. But yeah, they made it like a little island scene. I thought that was freaking sick. I love people like that that think outside the box. I really do. You put a sandbox up there. Tell me that it's not cool. Okay, let me see. And yeah, for those of you thinking that, but they still got to look over and see the city. No, they literally had a blind system that came across. They can open it up. That actually had a whole tropical scene on it. Oh, that's what I said. I love people who think outside the box. Some of the most insane screens I've ever seen with our technology. There was a guy who had a New York City skyline, and the billboard was the screen. That's one of the ones that was amazing. I seen a Scarface setup. I seen a guy that had the globe in the middle, the world is mine. They had 2 women holding the screen up. That was another insane one. I've seen people do some crazy stuff with our products down through time. The flight simulator, that was pretty sick. Guy had chairs mounted to the wall. Of course, I don't know how they did it, but the floor was the actual screen. So they would come in, they would strap in, and they would play dogfight simulator games off the floor. Thought that was sick. Now we got the mat system. They wanted to paint the floor, but that's what he did. Did a room dedicated for it. I thought that was freaking sick. So people figure out crazy ideas. That's what you want to do. That's the whole object of our technology, is to think outside the box. I like this one here, and I think this one we're going to get right here. I'm pretty sure we can probably get a discount at 24. For this one at 64, probably get it at 24 for discount. We just have to buy bulks of them. Okay, per piece price, they drop it. So send them over the idea of what we're doing. It's Philips. They don't mind if we buy them, but I'm pretty sure if we pitch the idea of what we're doing and we show them how we can make their projector, we have to do a half and half screen, one part white, because that's what I'm pretty sure what they're showing it off of. They're showing it off a white screen. And it's showing the advancement that we can do to their projector, make their projector look far better. Because the sad thing about it is, if you look at these projectors, they've been displayed on white screens. So the people who make these projectors don't know the full potential of what their machines are designed to do, because they display them on white screens. They don't need things to do much more than that. That's why we like to use the old projectors. At one point, when this projector was in its heyday, they only displayed it off a white screen. So no one even knew what that thing was designed to do until we actually introduced it to that technology. Now you can see what that projector can really do. That's the same thing when you look at all these projectors. It's like all these projectors are just asking for a chance to show what they can really do, and they never get that chance. It's like watching somebody, like a powerful singer that has been just waiting for that moment to get on stage and show what they can really do. And that's the shame thing about it, is some of these projectors will never have that opportunity because they're being shown on white screens. Isn't that a shame? If these machines could talk, what would they say to you? So when we send over to Philips, we're going to show them one side is white. That's what they're used to showing on, and this is what the enhancement of our technology can do to one of their projectors. With that being said, I think they will be on board on getting these projectors for a much cheaper price, but of course you're going to want a percentage of that, because that's how it works. See? Same thing about the Frankenstein. If you had contacted them and talked to them and say, look, I got this cool idea, I want to sell the screen paint with this Frankenstein mixture, and they say, okay, no problem. We'll let you do it. Not a problem at all. But here's the thing. We got to get a percentage of that. Because who's not going to want a percentage of that? You got to pay us some of this money you're making. Because we have to get a percentage of that. And if you don't give them a percentage, you do it anyway, then they're going to take it to court and they're going to get their money. You got to pay the royalties. Pay the royalties out. All right. Wireless built-in media player. It's also recommended for gaming, which is good because we got a gaming one coming up. Let's get a look at this baby.
We finally got our hands on the Philips NeoPix Ultra 2. And this is definitely a step up in the NeoPix Ultra family. Let's break it out and check out the awesome features. Okay, the projector looks amazing. With the NeoPix Ultra series stepping up in size, it definitely packs a lot into the same body as NeoPix Prime. But they still managed to keep it lightweight at under 3 pounds. In the box, they've included their brand new Philips Smart Remote with air mode features. And of course, the power cable with all the plug adapters. The NeoPix Ultra 2 uses an LED light source to blast out a true full 1080p HD cinematic image, bright colors up to 65 inches. And with the Smart Philips OS, navigating the interface is a breeze. It doesn't even matter where it's placed. The automatic keystone adjustment fixes any distortions. Otherwise, you can navigate to the manual adjustments and fine-tune the four-corner correction with the remote or the buttons on the NeoPix Ultra 2 itself. All your favorite streaming apps come pre-installed right there on the home menu page.
Oh,
with an
nice.
additional 16 gigabytes of storage to keep your media right there on the NeoPix Ultra 2. You'll also get access to software updates, new features, and new applications via Wi-Fi. You can store your
Now you notice, right,
photos or music.
when they showed off the projector, it has to be in the dark, right? There you go. This is where all technology comes in at. Yes, we will upgrade this. We'll make it look absolutely awesome. See, that's the same thing I saw when I saw the Lightform technology. Everybody was using that technology for that mapping technology. Everybody in there was using it in a dark environment. The white and gray screens they were using, they can't read the contrast level. If I write an infrared on the screen in black, it won't pick up on the other screens. It only picked up on our technology. Well, white only picks up on our technology. We can pick up white and black, but we write black on a gray and white screen, the infrared it won't pick it up. We've done the demonstration already. But anyway, yeah, we can make that mapping technology look insane. But this right here, oh, this is a cakewalk. This is gonna be a cakewalk. I can tell by looking at it, it's gonna be a cakewalk. You know why? No blurriness. It's nice and bright. There's no blurriness. Usually when you're dealing with the older knockoff projector, this is not knockoff, this is the name brand, but it's kind of blurry, distorted. This is actually pretty good. This is workable.
Is a breeze. It doesn't even matter where it's placed.
And you see they got it in the dark, right?
Adjustment fixes any distortions. Otherwise, you can navigate to the manual adjustments and fine-tune the four-corner correction with the remote or
good. Happy with it.
All your favorite streaming apps come pre-installed right there on the home menu page with an additional 16 gigabytes of storage to keep your media right there on the NeoPix Ultra 2. You'll also get access to software updates, new features, and new applications via Wi-Fi. You can store your favorite videos.
Oh, it updates itself. That's sick. We need that. That's pretty nice. These are going to be free with the package.
And don't worry if it fills up, because the Wi-Fi screen mirroring means you can immediately stream directly to the Ultra 2 from any smartphone, tablet, or laptop.
Yes.
And the Ultra 2 is ready for your devices that don't screen share, with plenty of ports to connect directly. It's got HDMI, VGA, audio out jack, and a slot for your micro SD card. That means you can watch pretty much anything you like some serious gaming from your console, or connect your laptop, smartphones, DVD player, and more. The options for connectivity are endless. It maintains portability to fit into your lifestyle and viewing experience. The NeoPix Ultra 2 is a solid, all-in-one projector and a smart.
All right, that's all Neom sold. Pretty much we can upgrade this. This is easy. It's a cakewalk. Let me see. What is our lumen count on this thing? Extra details. Everybody liked it. Yeah, easy. This is easy to do. Really easy. So they got to be in the dark. They have to be in the dark. They don't have a choice. They don't have our technology. That's why. Look at that. See, well, this is what I look at. When I look at a projector, I know it's a potential projector. We can upgrade. It has to be crystal clear. It has to be sharp. Usually when you're dealing with knockoff projectors, and this is not knockoff, it's Philips. We actually support these projectors. It's nice, sharp, and clean. This is what I'm seeing. Nice and bright. Look at the corners here. All nice and bright here, nice and bright here. Usually when you're dealing with them cheap projectors, it's all dark. It's gray. It's muddy looking. That's bad. But this right here, being Philips, this is fantastic. And it's like, oh, but the picture quality is not that good. You don't have our technology. We're going to upgrade this. Upgrade it. Upgrade it. And then we're going to sell it as a package deal. Let me see. Now, for those people that get confused about when we do stuff like this, they go, oh, but you're doing infringements. Not really at all, period. As long as we don't name the kit Philips. Now, if you name the kit Philips, portable projection screens by FLE, you got a lawsuit coming at your way. Definitely can't do that. Now, if we say FLE Theater on the Go comes with a free Philips projector, that's what it comes with as a package. Because, one of these idiots will contact me with some dumb nonsense, and usually do. I figure I educate you here while you pop on my channel anyway. To explain to them, because that's what they do. They'll come and contact me and go, well, you don't know what you're doing. No, please. Got a computer on your hand. Please use it. Learn to use it, okay? If I name it after Philips lawsuit, trademark infringements, that's what it is. Like you name something Frankenstein, you can't do that. He didn't say, hey, we're making a mix, comes with a free Frankenstein doll. He didn't say that. He said the paint was actually named Frankenstein. So if I say that the screen package is made, it's called Philips FRE projection screen paint, this can get you a lot of trouble because you literally named the package over something over a trademark name. Gentlemen, let me explain something to you. I do this thing that everybody does. It's called crack books. I crack a lot of books. And I know a few things about copyrights because I did my own copyrights. Yeah, I did my own copyrights. I filled out the paperwork and everything that had to be done with it. I actually had to present it to the artwork and all that stuff. And my copyrights and all the information I put in was so well legit that basically it passed first time around. Boop, 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 boop. Because I know what I'm doing. I've done these documents before. Just like designing a contract. Ask him to design a contract. He can't even design a contract. You know what actually goes into a contract? If you can't fill out a proper shipping form at the end of the day, you can't do a contract at all. You have to know overseas shipping, customs, all that stuff. You have to know freight, all that stuff. And you definitely have to know some form of calculation of math. So, yeah, you don't know what you're doing. You couldn't fill out a proper LLC. You know how easy it is to fill out an LLC? It's not that hard. It's easy. Just don't lie in the process of doing it. That's the whole thing about documents. Any documents, whether it be a license, whether it be your EIN, your DBA, whether it be anything at all. Just don't lie in the documents. That's it. This dummy lied in his documents. Literally sat there and said this company was 5 months old. Come on. You think they're not going to figure that out? The government's not going to figure that out, that you lied. It's right there. You go to your YouTube channel. It's right there showing you've been around so as you deleted all your videos off your account. You try to hide that, but mind you, I explain to people, deleting stuff at the end of the day really doesn't go anywhere. Your stuff, it does not, when you delete something off your system, it's not going. It's not going at all. You can go take your whatever's on your hard drive, yeah, you can beat the crap out of your hard drive, run a magnet over top of it, or basically beat it with a hammer, whatever you choose to do with it. Whatever's on there is gone. But yeah, whatever you delete off your machine ain't gone. It goes somewhere. It always goes somewhere. You have to understand, when you empty your wastebasket, it has to go somewhere, right? Isn't the machine that basically just shreds all your information, just disappears into nothing? No, and even nothing has to go somewhere, so it goes somewhere. Trust me, stuff doesn't go anywhere. It's still there. All your information is still floating around. Every file you ever delete is still floating around. And you'd be surprised what corporations and businesses can have access to all of that. Look, if you ever look for something like this? Like, say you're looking at a projector, right? You go on Facebook and the same projector pops up in an ad. The very same thing you were just looking at pops up on Facebook. And you're like, what the freak? I was just looking at this a couple of minutes ago. How did it pop up here? Or it'll pop up on the side area of your email. It'll pop up over there. Yeah, you're being tracked online all the time. So yeah, you delete something, it doesn't disappear. It goes somewhere. Just not where you think it's going. It's just somewhere. That's why I don't use the cloud. I wouldn't touch a cloud if my life depended on it. I've never used the cloud. I won't use it. I disable it altogether. I don't use the cloud. You drop entire files up there. You lost your freaking mind. People will sit there and drop entire files up in the cloud. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Boy, I tell you. Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't put stuff in the cloud. Just don't do it. Don't put things. But it's safe up. Okay, you didn't learn anything about technology today. It's not all safe. Look at the freaking LG, the OLEDs. I still can't get over that. You turn the TV on and turn it on and turn it off. You could damage your TV. You leave it on overnight, you can damage your TV. That is absolutely insane. I couldn't even imagine that. If me buying this monitor right here and somebody tells me, hey, you turn this thing off and turn it back on, you could damage your monitor. You got to wait 5 to 6 hours to turn this thing back on. You know how nuts that sounds? How do people still buy them? Did they tell you this? I'm curious. Were they told this from the door? Because you weren't told this, and man, you get it and you do that, and it damages, and you're gonna call basically tech support on the TV and say, hey, look, my TV is having some problems. What you got? I got an OLED, so and so and so. Your model number is like, what'd you do? I turned it off and turned it back on, and it's not working correctly. I gotta look this up. That can't be true. That would be super finicky. Like how? Turning an OLED on and off would damage it. That's gotta be that's insane. Really? I looked this up. I almost went over this 100,000 times. Like, you've got to be kidding me. Yes, using a damaged outlet. No. That's not what I asked for. No. That's not what I asked for. Turning an OLED on and off will damage it. Turning an OLED on and off will not damage the device. Will turn off. Okay, let me see. That's known as vampire power. Learning something new about these things every day. Alright, so question. How long do you have to wait to turn an OLED on after you turn it off? At least 6 hours. So, yeah, that's... So you turn this machine off. Turn it off. Your OLED TV. You should wait at least 6 hours before turning it on? I'm sorry, people. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Mind you, like I said, I come from a long line. I've been around for a long time. I've seen TVs come and go. I worked for tweeters back in the day, and I used to do TV deliveries for electronics and all that stuff. And that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my entire life. And people own these TVs. Can't leave it on overnight. And you turn it off, you have to wait 6 hours. So if I go to your house and I turn your TV off, you're going to turn it off for 6 hours. That's funny. I have friends of mine had OLEDs. I'm buying me a universal remote control behind me a ball. I'm going to turn the TV off right in the middle of the game. Just you better pull out your cell phone and watch it from there. You ain't watching it on the TV. Man, this is excellent for us. This is fantastic for my company. The technology we're engineering, well actually, technology we got now can do it. With the technology we're engineering, the top of the line can easily take out an OLED. And projectors, I can turn this off, turn it back on again. It's not going to affect my projector. This is an old projector. And this thing has to cool down? What goes on? Well, I don't know what OLED installed none of my stuff. Especially not my VR glasses. Oh, heck no. Oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. After 3 months of constant use, running images are likely to burn in. So, keep in mind that I had an individual contact me a long time ago. He's a troll. And he was bragging about his OLED TV. His 50-inch OLED TV. He had 250 in the backyard. But his 50-inch OLED TV and his PS5. Which again, as I said before, is a system that has a 600 gigabyte hard drive on it. Gigabyte, not terabyte. And are basically known to brick or overheat. And the sad thing about it it's about to be recently replaced with a new system in November the 7th, which means the system he has now is an obsolete system because the one in November the 7th is a complete rehaul of the system. It is a complete rehaul. It's a complete rehaul. It's like a new system. It's a new system. Technically, it's a new system. That's not an update. That's literally a new system. The specifications surpass the PS5. You might just call that the original. The Pro is way beyond that. So with that being said, you have an OLED TV, and one of the older ones, which means that you have a higher risk of a burn-in than the new ones do. Also means that you can't turn that thing off. You turn it off, you gotta wait 6 hours. You can't run it overnight. And after long periods of time, they go through something called a balding effect, where basically their colors start to dim. Even the contrast levels turn gray. Where my technology can reach over 50 inches, my projectors can reach over 50 inches, my screens can pick up an Infinity 1 contrast level that doesn't even fade when the sun strikes it. And compare, sorry to ruffle you console players in the day, but I'm one myself, but when you challenge me with a console system, I build my systems. Which means I can make me a monster of a PC, and I'm sorry to say this, but it's true, I can turn both consoles, matter of fact, all three of them into paperweights. Because I can pick and choose my parts. And the good thing about that, about building your own PC, is the fact that I'm not going to get nickel and dime. By the time you bought the PS5, the PS Slim, and the new one coming out, you have literally bought 3 systems to a PC that only one time and we're done. That's it. That's why I respond back to you. And that's why I laugh at you. Ha ha. I'm talking about the person who basically wrote it. Comes down. Still, for your console gamers, come on. Man, nickel and dime all the time. That's what I got tired of. Just bought the system. Got to turn around and buy another one. Or wait till your kids get wind of that thing coming out November 7th. You'll feel it. Your kids will be contacting like, oh man, no, it's the old system. It's the old one. I want the new one. I just paid $500 for that system. What you mean you want the new one? But no, this one's better. It's completely different. Just like I said, when you go to the game store, and people are going to ask that question, aren't you going to record that? People go in the game store and they go, all right, so this is the new system coming out, the Slim. So what's the difference between the Slim and the one I already got? Well, the Slim's got like it's got 2 terabytes of hard drive space on it. That's pretty much it. That's all it has on it. All right, so I can just put 2 terabytes of hard drive space on mine. The same thing, right? I guess it's a slimmer body. That's basically about it. All right, fine. When the new one comes out, well, what's the difference between this one and that one? Well, everything. It has a better graphic card. It has a better CPU. It has more RAM on it. This thing has 20 gigs of RAM on it. The other one has like 16. Yeah. And most importantly with gamers is the graphics. Yeah, that thing is much more better than the PS5. That's why they call it the Pro. The only difference between the Elite, when they bought the Elite system, I paid $500 for the Elite. Yeah, I paid $500 when it came out. The only difference between that and the original Xbox 360, they came with 128 or 256, whatever, gigabytes of hard drive space. It just had a much bigger hard drive. Or was it 5? I looked that up. But anyway, and it's supposed to claim to have some new frost chip on it to keep the system from not overheating, but it overheated anyway. Oh, that's something. How big was the hard drive on the Xbox 360 Elite? Yeah, 120. I got 120. Had a 120 hard drive on it. So yeah, I was right. but you're just getting a much bigger hard drive. Xbox 360 Elite Frost chip. I said that right. The Jasper. Let me see. Yeah, that thing did. It still burned out. They still red rained. Jasper chip. Sorry about that. My bad. Yeah, it was supposed to be able to keep the system from freezing. 360 freezing out in the game. Yeah, they still had problems. Mine burnt out. I had mine. That's longer than the rest of them. And the one I had in the vegetable oil, that was a core system. The arcade. Yeah, the arcade. Arcades actually last longer than the Elite, which is funny. They did. But anyway. That's the past. But yeah. Yeah, you got to do over system. Got to do over system. That's what you got. You got to do over system. They rebuilt the whole system. They did. It's a rebuild of the whole system. The kids, if you have kids, they're gonna bug the crap out of you for that thing. Yes, they are. It's a new system. Why don't they just waiting for another 2 more years and just call it a PS6? And they charge them $700 for it. You got a whole new system there. Now, new gen hasn't been around since the Odyssey. May just one little tidbit for you. I really had this conversation with new Gen Z. Doesn't understand anything about the whole console history because you weren't around. You think for some reason that they've been doing this. No, they have not been doing this. Anytime a new system comes out, whether it's with the Atari 2600 or 5600 or any one of them, the 5600 was a whole new system. Atari 2600 was a whole new system. And if you look at the N64, when it came out, they had attachments. That's usually have all these little peripherals in the back. They're attachments for upgrades. That's it. They'll come out in different colors. They'll come out in bundles. Like you'll have the Pikachu and all of them. They'll come out in bundles. That's it. But nothing different. It's still the same system. Just different color casing that's spaced out by a different controller. That's all it is. Pretty much it. Then they started coming out with slim models, which you have your game system here, which would be the original, but then they make a slimmer version of it, and they may put a bigger hard drive on it. And that's as far as it goes. That's it. As far as it goes, a bigger hard drive. 360s came out. They had multiple different 360s. There were tons of these things all over the place. They're different colors, on different control. Oh, they're just tons of different color ones. They're different packages. So the packages came with maybe one for Star Wars, came with just for Star Wars, and this, that, and the other. PlayStation had it too. They had one for Gran Turismo. They had one for Street Fighter. It's just a package. Sometimes you might get a giant arcade stick in there, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the console systems were still the same. Same console system, just different packaging. That's all it was. Then, the 360 started this thing with this old Jasper chip that they had, or Foster, whatever they called it in the day, and they upgraded the Elite system. The Elite system was supposed to be the best out of all the other 360s. It was supposed to be the top of the line. That's what they call the Elite system, and had a 120 gig hard drive on it. It's supposed to be top of the line, but they burnt out too. And then later on, it came with an arcade system after that, and the arcade systems did last a little bit longer. Anything different? The only thing they said about the whole Jasper chip, but technically, no, really. Nothing different. They both look the same. You ran them side by side, the graphics all look the same. Now, this time around, with this system you have now, this is a completely different system. There's a difference between the graphics, the CPU, the RAM capability, hard drive capability. It literally is a brand new system. That's what it is. So if it's a brand new system, what does it make the other ones? It makes some older systems. Which means now your PS5 and your Slim can't compare itself to the new system because the new system looks far better. There you go. So if you take an Elite, Xbox Elite 360, right, and you put it against a core system when they first came out, they both look exactly the same. You can't really tell one from the other. The same. You take a PlayStation Slim and you put it against a PlayStation, it still looks the same. This thing, on the other hand, this is different. Specifications on this machine is far better than your PS5. Which means people playing on that system, their games are going to look absolutely insane, and your games are going to like, That's where your games are going to be at. What are you doing? So people do among the gaming community, you know, because you have all the gamers that are against PC and so forth, but also too, you got gamers also to will brag about their system. This is going to be the first of its kind, and I'll tell you why. Because you game it on an Xbox, let's say, bring it back to the day. You game it on an Xbox 360, right? You're in there talking trash with another gamer, and you say, my system's better than yours. And they say, how is your system better than yours? You got the same system I have. Because you bought the same thing he bought. Unlike PC, it's different. Where we say, my machine is better than your machine. Or what'd you put in yours? What did you put in yours? Which means, how did you build your rig at the end of the day? Or some people say, I bought mine, and their bragging rights are, oh, I built mine. People who build basically are over people who buy. Because when you build your machine, you can put in whatever you want. But when you buy, you have to buy whatever the heck they put into it. So you can have a more powerful machine. Same thing with the consoles, but the different consoles, you don't build your console, you buy a console. So with that being said, you have the same thing you have in yours, I have in mine. That's why when I showed the guy my 360, it was modified. It basically wasn't sitting in the same case, motherboard was all changed, I rebuilt the system. So my 360 is not like your 360, mine is completely different. But, let's get back to basics here. Your console system, everybody has the same console system. The only difference you'll have is you must have a bigger hard drive. Some people can go in there and brag and say, I got 8 terabytes on mine. But at the end of the day, you just have more room to save. When it comes to graphics, we're both the same thing. When it comes to the CPU, we're both the same thing. But that thing over there, that new one that's coming out, they literally have the vantage point over you. They can literally brag on their system versus yours, even though you're both console. So if someone comes in and goes, yeah, man, I've got the PS5. Yeah, I got the PS5 Pro. Yeah. No, we don't have the same graphic card. We don't have the same CPU. We don't have the same hard drive. We don't have the same RAM. We don't have the same anything. My system's more advanced than yours. My graphics are better than yours. And I guarantee, here comes the trash talk. Oh man, your system, man, I guarantee your games look like trash, man. Compared to this system, oh, you know it's coming. You know it's coming. So yeah, they really upset. They're going to cause wars within their own communities with that one at the end of the day. Because again, people are going to buy it, and some people are not going to spend $700 for a system when they just turned around and just spent money for the other one. It's a do-over. Now, this is the more interesting part. If that PS4 is still around, if it's still running, if it's still online, when this other new system launches, it tells us the PS4 is basically at the end of the day still supporting the bulk or majority of their money that's coming in. Because there's no way that system should be around. You mean to tell me you have a PS5 that came out, that's the PS4 is still existing, and they're still making games for it. You have a Slim model came out, PS4 is still here, still existing. And then you bring out a system that's totally, completely different, a new system altogether. This is literally a new system. This isn't like saying, I got a PS Slim, it's a new system. No, this is literally a new system. And the PS4 is still out? That tells you right there. Because the PS4 should have been gone a long time ago. That's the conversation I have with the Gen Z, explaining to him that, no, that system should have been obsolete a long time ago. It should have been gone. Shouldn't have no online support for it whatsoever. Nothing. The fact that they're still taking subscriptions for it tells you right there. Yep. That's what makes people go over and buy the new system, because they don't support it anymore. You don't make games for it no more. Majority, they make a couple games, but when Dreamcast At the point when the Dreamcast was fizzling out, they had a few games they were making for it, just a few. And after that, they stopped making. They don't make no more for it. Same thing like the PlayStation. The PlayStation, when it came out, we had tons of games for it. But when the PS2 launch came out, you had a couple games that were coming up, but all the main titles, all the good games were for the PS2. And then after a while, they had a date that came up when they were going to no longer support the online service for the PS1, and everybody switched over to the PS2. That system's still running. YouTube. So they didn't basically, they didn't build another system add-on. They built a new machine. We got a new PlayStation. That's what you got. And the part that sucks the most is the fact that some of you just bought the new system. Some of you haven't had them that long. Well, welcome to the world of console. Because that's why I don't do console no more. If I went out and spent the money, and people were ranking on me, come out, oh, go buy a PS5, go buy a PS5. You got an old system, your system is old. That's where you sit at right now. And you're sitting up there, you already had the PS5, you're going to buy the PS Slim, and the new system come out, you got to buy that one, you got no choice. You can put money for 3 systems already. And my i9 processor will not only, at the end of the day, cost less than your 3 systems combined together, but will be more powerful than all 3 of your systems together, and any future system you can even think of. And that's why I do PC. That's why I gave up on console. I got tired of it. Got tired of spending money. And so much money, and so much money, and so much money, and so much money. Especially what ticked me off the most is when you spend all that money and they don't make the system backwards compatibility. Oh man, that sucks so much. All that money. Do you have any idea? Do you ever take the time to go through your library and look at how many games you have and add them up, how much money that is? You literally put a mortgage down payment for a house. That's literally how much money you spent. Controllers, subscription, all that stuff. I take the time to invest all this into your company, and you couldn't even make the stinking machine backwards compatibility? Really? So what am I supposed to do with these games? I just have to play them on that system over there. Oh. That's not that nickel and dime nonsense at the end of the day. I don't like that, man. And this right here, this whole PS5, I hope Xbox doesn't do this nonsense, but chances are they do. This is a slap in your face at the end of the day. That new system is a slap in your face. It is a slap in your face. And you're going to feel it. And I tell you why you're going to feel it. Those of you have kids that you just went out and purchased that system for, they're not going to want that system anymore. You know why? Because they're going to be online, and everybody's going to be bragging about how they own one of those systems, which again got suckered into that nonsense. I don't know whether to laugh or cry about that one. And other people want to want it because it's a completely different system. They slapped the daylights out of you on that one. You know, the sad thing about it is they're probably going to do it to you again. That's what they're going to do. They're going to do it to you again. You're going to get that system, you're going to buy it, and they're going to turn around and do it to you again. And again, 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 and again, and again, and again, and again. And when they launch your PS6 comes out, they're going to make a slim version of it, and charge you more money. They're going to turn around and make another version that's probably going to be more advanced than all 2 of them together. And meanwhile, you see Master Race will be sitting up there like, look at them at the end of the day, scurrying for the little systems. Now don't see Master Race. Scurrying for the little systems to try to be able to upgrade to alt. They see why they call themselves Master Race, but at the end of the day, again, you're just better off with the PC. You're going in that direction either way. You're going to land in the direction of PC. You are. The sad thing about it is, this is what's going to happen. Even if you do, let's say, happens to basically come close to a PC, you're still going to pay for subscription. We don't pay for that. You're still not going to be allowed to go inside of it and pull whatever you want out of it. Well, you can do that. You pay for it, right? You should really go in there and touch whatever you want, right? No, you don't nothing like tamper with parts and stuff. And you want that stuff out, that's a different story. But you should really go into it. You pay for it. There's void stickers of your time. You can go in certain sections of your own box and then wait something you paid for. And if you go in there, you basically can get your money back. If I get a PC from Geek Squad, I can pull out one with a figure I want in that thing and put it right back in there. As long as I put the original parts back in and I send it back. Still, I can go in there and mess around. They're going to go around and mess around. Any place I take it to, they're going to go around and mess around inside of it. Oh. It's just, it doesn't, when you actually get up to it, man, to a certain, it doesn't really add up. I think the reason why people go near consoles is because of the convenience. It used to be convenient. All you had to do was plug it in and play. Now those systems require massive updates, just like PCs do. You know, update, your system doesn't work correctly. I never heard of not overheating with your system, because you don't have an issue, but you got configuration units on ours, like, yeah. If another year mad at me at the day saying, oh, I do know what I'm talking about. I told you that this nonsense is going to pop off. The consoles are known for doing this. They're known for making multiple copies of themselves. But the only problem with this one time around, they made a whole new system and try to mark it off as it's a pro. Imagine if they bought it out and they just bought it with an 8 terabyte hard drive space. That's it. Started with an 8 terabyte hard drive space, put it into a new case or something, gave you different controllers. That's different. You know what I mean? Because then at the end of the day, you know, you don't really have to go out and spend money for a whole new system because the only difference is you just have basically a bigger hard drive on it. That's all. That's all. You're definitely. But that's it. That's what we really think about. I mean, if they just put an 8 gig hard drive on it, that's it. Then you can sit there and go, well, what's the difference between this system and the one I have here? Because you're going to do a comparison. It says a bigger hard drive on it. All right, fine. I mean, I can settle with mine. I'm good with that. That's something you can settle with. We're not going there and find out this thing produces better graphics, much higher CPU. The CPU difference is way unbelievable. And the graphics and all that. Does the PlayStation Pro have better graphics than the PlayStation 5? No. Does the new PlayStation Pro produce better graphics? They're screwed on so many levels, it's not funny how they think you guys dirty. Do you have any idea that the Pro's GPU is 67% more power? It's 28% more memory, is more faster than the PS5. You guys got railroad. And I mean, it's not just you. Because the Xbox, I'm pretty sure, has one too. Because it'd be stupid for them not to. It's business and it's competition. It would be really stupid if they knew, and I'm pretty sure they knew that they were doing this. I'm pretty sure they have a version themselves that they're making too. It's probably much more powerful. So your Xbox fanboys are in the same boat too. You're in the same sinking ship. It's just in that day. You gotta be kidding me. Look at this. You're really taking the time. Some people want to look at this. Have you looked at this? Yes, the PlayStation 5 Pro exceeds to produce better graphics than the standard. Now they're calling your system a standard PlayStation 5. Your system has now been downgraded to a standard next to the Pro. Can't call your system a Pro. It's not a Pro. It's a standard box. That's what you have. So thinking that you got the next gen, you technically don't have next gen. That was next. This is next gen. This is standard. You have standard now. That's messed up. This is the reason why I don't do consoles. This is the reason why I stopped touching on. See, now if I went out and bought a PS5 when everybody was hyping me up to go buy one, I'd be sitting there stuck, spent freaking $600. So they were $680 when they about that time. $680 for this system. Buttload of games on it, and controllers. Hopefully, don't brick on me or anything else. Nightmares that may pop up on that thing. Just to turn around and have the slim version that comes out that has a 2 terabyte hard drive, which isn't much. Not buying that because I don't touch slims anyway. I never bought any of the slims. I think that might be a slim. Might be the only one I purchased was a 4. But that's it. And then to turn around and find out that I spent all this money for my system. It's not even next gen. It's standard. Standard. You are standard. Isn't that messed up? So the PS5, the GPU Pro has 67 more compute units and 28% faster memory. That is not the same on no level whatsoever. So it produces better graphics. That's the GPU. Oh well. I'm glad I gotta be a part of this mess. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. No, this explains this part. Each game will offer a new PS5 Pro specification enhancement rendering mode that takes advantage of improving the graphic processor. You guys got screwed. You got screwed so badly, it's not even funny how badly you got screwed. So basically, there's a program on the games. An option. If you own the Pro, will allow your games to increase its advancement capabilities, which you can't do on the standard version of a PS5, which is now called the standard. See? And this is the reason why I stopped doing console. This is why. The nickel and dime. I told you the nickel and dime nonsense. So your games are going to look like crap next to this thing. Because I was wondering, like, how are they going to do this? They're going to make special edition games for the for this system? They're going to be a whole... That would be expensive. No. There's basically there's an option in there to allow your games to actually enhance to this thing. Each game will offer a new PS5 Pro specification enhancement rendering mode that takes advantage of the improvement graphic processor. So when you buy your games, this little option is going to pop up in there. Which system do you have? Oh, you got the standard. You can't use this option. You can't basically... Oh my goodness. I told you, petty. Pettiness. That's nonsense. You literally got to opt out. This is going to force you to buy the system. I'm pretty sure it's a smart marketing term, to tell you the truth. To tell you the truth, it's really smart. So they're going to force you to buy this system. And you know how other gamers are. Come on, man, everybody on the PS5 and all, PlayStation and all, we all together as one? No, they all brag. They brag about their TVs, who plays on the bigger TV. They brag about their sound system. They brag about this. They brag about that. They're definitely going to brag about this. And your kids, if you have kids, they're going to complain about this. Which they should be happy for what they got. Oh, I hope they make these games cross-platform. I would love to be leaning to one of these games with my i9 system. Now, what are you guys doing here? Then we got the PlayStation Pro. Our system is powerful. You have nothing. Nah, you have nothing. But I tell you something, I'm impressed. I tell you why I'm still impressed. It's a console system. Boy, this... Good gracious, they ripped y'all a new one. I'm not talking about just PlayStation. I'm not just ranking on PlayStation. I'm talking about console, period. They ripped y'all a new one. That's crazy. I don't even know. This has been a shocking weekend for technology for me. Freaking OLEDs have issues where, bottom line, you can't turn these suckers on and off, and you gotta wait 6 hours for these things to power back up again. They have problems with basically where the contrast goes into balding, colors go into balding, and all that other nonsense, and then you got to deal with this dumb nonsense at the end of the day. It's bad enough you got to worry about your systems overheating, burning out, and bricking on you. You can't get to certain areas because you void the warranty, and now you got to deal with this freaking nonsense at the end of the day. They built a whole new system. Not only they built a whole new system, the freaking software has an option enhancement mode that you can even operate as you own the system itself, which means this graphic card is so advanced, it's going to make the other one look like crap, and they call your system now standard. Your console is now a standard. That is messed up. Oh, this is why I stopped. That's why I got out of the console game. I stopped. I've done this too many times before. I have bought so many upgrades for consoles, it is not even funny. But I would say out of the history of my timeline of basically being in the world of console, this would be the worst thing I've ever seen. They could have at least waited until, like, made it a PS6. So if it was a PS6, it would be more acceptable, because it's really a whole new system. But I've never seen a console system do this before. I've never seen them make that many changes. Even the games, I'm thinking like, okay, how are they going to do this? Because this is a whole new CPU and GPU in this system. You can't basically take an original game and put it in there and it changed by much. So it has to be something in there. So those programmers, what they're going to do is they're going to put an enhancement mode in the games. You only have access to that enhancement mode unless you own the system. And that's going to, at the end of the day, it's going to suck because you already paid the money for your PS5, and that's going to remind you that your system has now been downgraded to standard because you can't even use that option. Well, welcome to the world of PS4. But I don't have to do that because I built PC, so I'm good. I'm going to build me another PC. I'm good. I ain't got to deal with it. Because PS4, you have an option that comes up that says you have a PS5, you can download this game, so and so and so. Well, that's why we built PCs. The PCs is universal. We have cross-platform. I do plan to come in and basically bounce into one of y'all rooms. Of course, I'll be on the VIP server, and my server also will be actually a proxy, so you won't see me coming. Yeah. I've got to see this thing. I mean, I have to be, I'm impressed by I am. And in a way, it's kind of sad because they did rip you guys off. But in another way, it's impressive for a console to have that, but technically it's almost like a PC, to tell you the truth, honestly. God, they ripped you guys off. That's really jacked up. I've never heard that. I got to go to a former site on this one and talk about this. This is crazy. Xbox is going to do this next. They're going to do it. I tell you, they're going to do this. There's no way in the world they're going to let this thing run around rampant like this. They have to bring something out to compete with that. That thing right there would literally destroy an Xbox system with no problem. There's no way in the world an Xbox, where it is now, going to compete with the PS5 Pro? Oh, heck no. I'm talking about console areas at the end of the day. You're not competing with that. I'm sorry, you can't compete with that. They're going to have to make a system to compete with this thing. You can't touch this. This thing improves the graphic processing rendering at 1440p. Gee whiz. Then upscales to 4K. See, it upscales to 4K. PC automatically has 4K. But still, not bad at all. PSS Super Resolution. The mode maintains at 60 frames per second. Target offers an ideal balance of frame rate and resolution. Yeah, you got a whole new system. Now, this is happy if you're a gamer who hasn't bought this system at all. Say you haven't bought any of the systems at all, period. This is fantastic for you. A person who waited out, like for me, if I was going to go console and I waited out and I skipped the PS5 and I skipped the Slim and I just was saving my money, this is fantastic for me because then I'm just jumping into the real next gen system, not the standard. So this would be fantastic. But for those of you who basically already bought the systems already, this is going to suck. And I guarantee you, they're going to nickel and dime you on the trade back. We all know how the trade backs work. We all know how it works. You never get what they're going to give you. You're going to get real low. They're going to give you real low. Because they want you to put out more money for that system. They're not going to give you much on your trade backs. Oh. Pro is going to upgrade and automatically AI upscaling. Gee whiz. For other games in the PlayStation library. PS5 is all about making big games and TV games happier experience. The souped up GPU promises more ray tracing and fluid 4K and 60K frames per second gaming across the board. For games that get a Pro upgrade and automatic AI upscaling for other games in the PlayStation library, they're going to update all your games. So all the games, they're able to update all of them to be able to run for the PS5, the new one, the Pro. Which basically gives you an understanding that technically it's kind of like they make a game. If they were just to go out and just make all new games for this system, right? All new games, but the games actually play better. It's the same game as you have, but it plays better and looks better than your game. That's pretty much what they did. So instead of them making all new games saying, hey, this is for PS5 Pro, this is just for this system, if you have this system only, it kind of did that, but they did an upgrade, an update that allows to say it. So when you see it up there, it'll say basically, oh, here we go. You ever heard the term, good things come to those who wait? Literally, that term just came to life just now. Just now. Because I was just curious, like, okay, this system has the same process, right? What are they going to do? They're going to make all new games? Because they have to. It's a whole new system. You have to make all games. Well, you can't play the same games they had for the PS5 on this. It's not going to work right. And I was right. They had to do something. So, yeah, there is an option that they're putting in there that when you have the PS Pro, you are only access to that option. You can click on it and your game's all upscaled. And now they're calling it the PS5 standard. You know what I find funny about this? I know people get mad at me about it, but I don't care. I'll tell you what. When I was talking about this way back about how consoles, right? I was a couple weeks ago, I was talking about how consoles rip off, and they had, it's just not worth it. You're better off just doing PC. And people got mad at me about this, saying, oh yeah, you know, you can't talk trash about the PS5, you don't talk trash about the Xbox, the good systems and all that. They can do dirty. The systems that you guys are defending coming at me in the day, saying that I, in the day, was trashing the system. I wasn't trashing a simple system. It's a shame they nickel and dime you on the hard drive. And you should have a much more powerful hard driving system. There's no way a next-gen system should be sitting with a 600 gig hard drive after the operating system goes through it. You should never have anything that low. But well, you know, sat there, ran, carried on. Same thing with the valve projector, same thing with the GM Joe. You'll never learn anything. You want to rank the team, listen me out, I'm not saying my people, but people that just come on my channel just to win. Now what? Guess what? Your PS5 is standard now. That's what you have. You have a standard system. Your games are not even compatible with that system over there now. Your games are standard. That's the new system now. That's the new next gen. PlayStation 1 and it goes a whole new system now. And you have a standard system. As far as you're concerned, your system's almost obsolete. And I guarantee you, this is just the starting point for that machine. Programmers are probably going to go in and start designing certain select games. Watch it pop up. That's a history. The game console system doesn't have to do it. We're going to make certain select games for that machine only. Why? 32X did it. They did it with the Genesis. Couldn't take a 32X thing and stick it into a Genesis. You had to have Adapt Reconnect on top. You had to have special games to only fit a 32X. You did the same thing with Bob's Adventure, with TurboGrafx 16. Couldn't put a CD into a cartridge. No, you had to have a special disc that went for that cartridge on the back. That's the disc player that went in the back. There was a special disc that was for that. Sega did it too. Sega had a CD player. You had a CD player and you had a cartridge player in the same unit. If you upgrade it, you've got the CD player, which is around $219, $220 is what I paid for mine. I got mine. And you had special games made for that particular compartment that didn't play with the other one. The CD sound was much more better, it's much more crisp and cleaner, and the games were much more sharper and much more vivid than the cartridge. You know what's going to happen to that system? You're going to start designing games for it. That's exactly what they're going to do to it. But right now, they have to ease you into it. So they're going to basically make the games have a little option to it, a little option here that you can basically click on that and you own that system, and your games are going to render a little better. Next thing you know, you're going to start designing games separately. You're going to have your game, and they're going to have their own games. They're the same game. This is going to be different copies of it. We can have this one. There's one here, the PS5 Pro. It's a PS5 Pro when it comes. It's going to put this free game, and you're going to have standard renewals. Or PlayStation 5 standard. The CD-ROM and the 32X are both made by Sega. They were just different compartments, different units that did different. The 32X was supposed to be twice the power of the Genesis, which was 16-bit. It was actually 32. That's how we got the name, 32X. So basically, the game for the 32X cartridge did not basically fit or even play in the system for the Genesis. Same company, just more advanced parts. Over here, same company, more advanced console. So don't be surprised to see a game pop up or anything that pops up and it says PlayStation, whatever. Because you already got it already. They're wanting to basically going to do an upgrade where it's going to show when you're going to have on your game, there's going to be an option there that you can, if you have the PS Pro, you can run it to the higher graphics. And for those fanboys for Xbox, when you're sitting back there thinking that, oh, well, you know, what's messed up for them? No, it's messed up for you because if your system, Xbox, doesn't make anything to compete with that, your system actually going to be beyond standard. So that thing will kick the crap out of an Xbox. If they put it there, your Xbox system can't compete with that. That thing will kick the crap out of it. So I'm pretty sure that Xbox will be stupid. I'm pretty sure they're making one too. It's interesting. So wait, what about the VR glasses? The VR glasses, oh shoot, they're going to upgrade those. They have to upgrade them. And the controllers can't be the same. They have to do those too. There's going to be firmware for the controls and everything. They have to. It's a whole new system. Let me see some clear. It might be the same thing. What's the difference between the PS Pro and the PlayStation controllers? The features of the controller capabilities. See, I'm trying to think out the controllers. You get several different types of PlayStation controllers. Can't be a controller. It's still there. PS5 Pro controller. PS5. PS5 Pro. That's jacked up. That's messed up. You should have got that. You should have got that. That's what you should have got. I told y'all. They got y'all. I told y'all. There's no way in the world a next-gen system it should have 600 gigabytes. PS4 has more power than your system when it comes to the hard drive capability. How do you have 600? I got flash drives bigger than that. I can go back to 1989 and get myself a calculator watch. That's more not really but true. But do you know what I'm getting at here? This should be what you should have got right here. I'd be ticked off right now. I really would be ticked off. Now, for those who sat there and waited and didn't go out and spend the money, they're going to be jumping on one of these babies right here. Out of stock online. Look, here it comes again. Out of stock online. Boom, 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 boom. The scalpers are going to hit this thing hard. Get out of here. They might hit this thing hard. Vince, you just went through this bull crap already. Did you not go through this nonsense already? Did you not go through the headache of trying to obtain one of these? Even those of you who have not bought the system now are going to be victimized to this nightmare now all over again. How are they going to be able to stop the scalpers? They're saying basically you have to sign into your account to get one, so and so and so. They'll figure a way around it. That's what they do. Gee whiz, they're already out of stock already. It's not even out yet. One place has it in stock. They must be pre-ordering these things ahead of time. So you expect the price to jump. It's $700. This price is going to jump way beyond that. For a system that will probably be replaced again. Mind you, keep in mind, history repeats itself. When the PS5 came out, everybody wanted buck wild, right? Everybody went in and bought these systems at $3,000 on eBay and $2,000 and $1,500, and some people had a whole. Remember, got bugs in the system when they first pop off. The systems were bricking left and right. Remember the old nightmare about the bricks and systems not cutting on and bricking in 2 days and bricking in 1 day and all that other nightmares that went through. And you went through all that freaking headache and nonsense just to do it again. And you're going to do it again. And you're going to do it again, over and over again, to repeat this process, because I did it myself. I did the same thing. I sat in the line for almost about 9 hours to get myself an N64. Yep. When they first came out. How many stores I had to go to find that thing? They're really hard to get. And this time around, I'll be like, okay, let me shop one for my parts. I'm going to get that right there. I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to get that right there. All right, and order everything in. Like, yep. There we go. Got the motherboard ready to go. Boom. Just build my whole system, put it together. We done. It's crazy. So let me see. What's it like? It's more lush for one. Oh, they said the game is more lush for one. This is what you should have got. You should have got this system. This is what you should have got. Pre-orders. You're doing pre-orders. You're hitting this system. PlayStation 5 Pro controller. That's not real. That's fake. I want the Pro. I don't want these fake controllers. I'm not buying that. I wasn't going to think for Pro. I'm good. I'm 100% good. I'm good. I'm building my system. But I'm talking about for people that are getting this system. And then you have to worry about, I'm curious if this thing bricks. That's my main concern. The brick process. You always go through bugs in new systems. There you go. Yeah, you guys, it's a new controller for this thing. So the PS5 will also launch alongside an improved DualSense controller. They have to, because it's a different system. They have to put a new controller in. They have to. So the controller is far better than the one you have to also. That's why Paige did a research. I'm pretty sure y'all did a research on here. PS5 Pro will launch alongside an improved DualSense controller. Improved, they have to. But technically, y'all should have got that. Y'all should have got this. This is what y'all should have got the first time around. Why is the PS5 so expensive? Of the technology that I mentioned and put into the yeah, you got to pay for those parts. So imagine, okay, this thing is $700, right? Some places it's going to be $800, but I say with tax and all, probably about $760, $780. And remind you, still got to get your games. Well, you're going to have your games will be updated. So consider the fact that, ooh, yeah, that's messed up. That means everybody now. See, that's why. Leave it alone, man. I got people that got mad at me and screamed at me and yelled at me and saying, "Oh yeah, well PS5, blah 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 blah." I told y'all that consoles are known for nickel and dime.
We've got two PS5 Pro controllers here, the official PlayStation Edge and the Scuff Reflex Pro. But which is best? Well, the Edge comes with adjustable triggers you can swap between the normal and instant at a click of a button, while the Reflex comes with its instant bounce-like buttons, but no option to change them. So it's an ideal for FPS games, so that you're locked into this mode. And then the Edge has two rear mappable buttons, which can rematch to any other button, like jump and reload, while the Scuff comes with four remappable paddles. This means your thumbs will never need to leave the thumbsticks while gaming. The Edge also comes with a replaceable stick module, so no more worries about stick drift, as you can literally swap out the entire.
Do you see that? You can pull your thumb strap. Oh my goodness. Gee whiz, they thought of everything. This is a system y'all should have got. Is that thing about interchangeable thumb? No. Are you freaking kidding me? He just pulled that thing out of there like that. Look at that.
Also, no more worries about stick drift, as you can literally swap out the entire module. They both then come with branded USB-C charging cables, replaceable thumbsticks, and can be stored away in a nice little carry case. Personally, I prefer using the Scuff when playing the card due to instant triggers, and then I use the Edge for everything else. And which one of these would you pick?
Yep. So it comes with a completely different controller. Oh well. Well, I understand. I gotta deal with that anymore. I'm done. I got tired of going and spending the money over and over again. I had to just cook my cattle at the end of the day. If I sat there and spent the money, if I bought the PS5 when it came out, and it turned around and find out you spent all the money for all those games. You can't play the PS5 games on a PS Pro. It don't work. It won't play the same. They have an enhancement update for that to make the games look better. So all those games you bought at the end of the day, again, they're standard now. It's a standard system. Okay, well, good luck with that. So I don't do console no more. Got tired of that game at the end of the day. And it's funny how I'll sit there and I'll make these statements, and the minute people come out and they rant and carry on about it, then you're gonna eat your own humble pie. I'm 56, man. I've been gaming forever, man. I've seen this happen. I've seen these same blueprints, these nightmares pop up. I've seen them happen. Gamers have been talking about this stuff for years, about the nickel and dime of console systems. They do this. You know, and that's going to be more scary to come up. They're going to make you pay a little more. They could do this. They could say because this is a new system and it does basically require this, that, and the other, whatever, they can make you pay a little higher for your subscription costs too. They got to make back that money they lost. So one way or another, they lost a lot of money in the launch. They got to make it back. Now, is this system going to sell? Yeah, it's going to sell. It's definitely going to sell. They're going to make a lot of money off of it. They are. Because the comparison, they're not the same system. And that's going to push people that sell their old systems to get the new systems. The whole point of you having your PS5 is the fact that you want more superior graphics. You want a better system, right? You want a more superior system. And now you don't have a more superior system anymore. The other one is the more superior system. The reason why I went out and bought myself the Elite system. I bought the Elite system because it was a better system than the rest of the other systems. That's why I paid the $500 for it. Yeah. What is PC elitist? No, you spelled it wrong. What is PC elitist? PC elitist. PC elitist. Yeah, the elitists are the ones. Now I look at elitists two different ways. The elitist group are the ones that basically trash console gamers. They don't play consoles at all, period. They're strictly PC. That's what they do. I, on the other hand, play console and PC. I like them both. I was playing console before I got into PC. So I do like both of them. And when I get in there, sometimes I'll get bust on, or people will tease me because I play console. But I do both. At the end of the day, my PCs can be more powerful than yours. At 256, yeah, that thing trashed a lot of PCs in there, because then you run a 2011 server board in your board the other day. I was running mine with a 12-core, 12-core processors on that unit. So the elitists had no choice but to respect me. Even though if I was basically doing console at the end of the day, this is my machine spec versus yours. You have to have a real big, powerful machine. It goes on. That whole pecking order goes on in every system. The pecking order goes on with the PC, your standard, your mid-builds, and your elitists and everything. For me, elitist means you just have, on my end, because I play console, which I really don't care if you play console, PC, I don't care. But for me, it's basically, at the end of the day, comes down to having a more powerful, who has the most powerful machine. That's what that comes down to. What's their cooling system, all that stuff. Console, on the other hand, with you guys do argue within your fold, because I was online, I actually argued with other console gamers, and it was basically came down to basically who had bigger TVs, who had better sound systems, all that stuff. That's what that comes down to. You can't really bring out your console system unless your console system has a bigger hard drive than mine at the end of the day. But I can get a big hard drive too. I can just go out and buy it. You go out and bought yours with a package, you would just go buy the separate hard drive and then put it on. That's basically it. Particularly, we're all the same. The same thing I had. But this system right here is going to cause some arguments back and forth, because if I went there, if I bought the PS Pro and I went there and you had a bunch of other people in there like, hey, what PS, you're going to say it, what PS5 you got? Like, I got the standard. That's what you're going to say. You can't say anything else. I got the, what are you going to say? It's a standard. That's what it is now, standard. I got a standard. Ooh, standard. Okay. All right. Yes, that's nice and all. That's nice and all. What you got? I got a Pro. So what do you mean so? My graphics are better than yours. My RAM is better. Everything I have is better than your system right now. They literally have the leverage on that, and they're going to do it. That's what gamers do. So what we do. When I was gaming and I had the 360, I remember I was making digital and crystal screen paint way back when the 360 came out. And I was painting on a 150-inch screen. I was using a ViewSonic short throw projector. My screen was 150 inches, and I had a modified 360. So when I was in the room gaming, and I get into an argument, which you usually do in gaming, people talk trash back and forth. The guy was like, so what you gaming on? I said, my system's not like your system, mine's different. And he goes, no, we all got the same system. Man, what, you got something different? Remember the cameras on the system? I snap a picture of my screen. You can snap pictures on your 360. I snap a picture of my system and send it over to him. You know, what the freak is that? I said, that's a modified 360. I think got computer parts in it because I built it. Got to rebuild the motherboard. I modified that sucker. I even wanted to modify the modem. Yeah. And I show him, so what you gaming on? I show him the screen, it's got 150 inch. I'm like, go on it. So you're in the background. Yeah, man. But if they make cross-platform games, oh man. There's a lot of PC gamers in there running around. I plan to be in there. Should be interesting too. But the only problem is it's the overheating issue you're going to have. Because you're in there playing games and your system overheats, you're going to have to shut that system off to cool it down. Why did they put a... Oh, we just talked about that. We literally had that conversation. Why did they put a cooling system on it? You're going to put that much power on it. Why did they put a cooling system on it? Oh, you guys is not going to go well, right? I mean, it's a beautiful system, don't get me wrong. But it's more powerful than the previous. It's going to run hotter. That's why I can't wait to see somebody open one of these things up. I'm curious to see what that cooling system looks like. What is the cooling system on the PS5 Pro? Oh, wait. No. Wait a minute, wait. The PS5 is expected to have... Wait. Liquid metal cooling. I want to see this one. It's a system. Wait. Have they been listening to me? Have they been... This PlayStation been... Someone's been listening to me. I'm hoping this is what I think it is, but if it's not, it's probably... If it's thermal paste, if they make a liquid metal thermal paste, it doesn't help. For me, it doesn't help. But I'm curious. What have we been doing? 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 Liquid metal. That's too many questions. Is this thing safe or not? Let me see. Liquid metal is also does not dry time unlike thermal paste. So you don't have to reapply it often. Better cooling, lower noise, and this is a different version. It's a better version of thermal paste. Can't really say that. I mean, my other PC basically was around for about 4, maybe 5 years. I've never had to go in and change the thermal paste, ever. Not on that machine I didn't. Now it's an overclock i7. No, they gave y'all liquid metal. That's all they gave you. They didn't give you a liquid cooling system, which they should have gave you from the door. You're gonna have a problem with that. You're in a compressed case. A compressed case. Well, big question is, how many in brick? The second start bricking and shutting down, you'll know what's going on. You know, the liquid metal is not working. You got more problems than that. Does anyone understand the concept of how a PC actually works? You got more than one component that's going to overheat in your system. GPUs overheat. RAMs can overheat. Your RAMs, memory sticks, they can overheat. Hard drives definitely can overheat. I had one happen to me under the table, overheated on me and shut the system down. I had to pull it out of the case and basically leave it open so I can get air to it. They can overheat. It's not just your CPU alone. Why do they keep sticking it on the CPU? Like seriously, you're going to have other problems in there. They're going to issue. Power supplies can overheat. Anything in there can go wrong. Circuit boards, transistors, all that stuff can overheat. Oh my goodness. Ah, okay. I'm gonna leave it alone because I could be wrong on this. But if I'm right on this, this is going to be a disaster. And for some people to sit back and say, well, you know, they test these things. Yeah, so was the X360, Xbox 360 supposed to be tested. How many red rings they have on that nightmare at the end of the day? Yeah, a lot of them. A lot of them. Way too many to count. That many. With that many flaws on the system. Yeah, they're supposed to test them. Oh my goodness, lower fan noise, liquid metal. Is it the same fan? Oh, we gotta have a look. Anybody got a breakdown? I gotta see the inside of this machine. Well, if my test does work and my theory does work, I can pretty much dump one of these things in vegetable oil, which I plan to do either way. I want to buy one of these. I'm not buying that one. I'm going to get something basic and dunk in vegetable oil if my theory does work. I could put one of these in here. It's a liquid cooling system right there for like $80. Can your hard drive overheat? Yes, hard drives overheat. And you got the M2s, right? So those M2 solid state drives, they generate a lot of heat. They do. They generate. This is what happened to my hard drive underneath the table. I started sputtering and cutting off. I'm like, oh shoot. Yeah, hard drive overheated. M2 solid state drives overheating. That's why they have heat spreaders on them. That's one of the things they advise you to take open your box, pull it out, put the heat spreaders on them because they overheat. Everything overheats. Everything overheats. Overheats. Cause a negative impact on the performance. Oh, yes. So let me get this straight. I'm going to go on a limb here on this one. Hopefully we called on this one. Chances are, I bet you, PS5 Pro has the same fan on it, right? Same fan, and has a, this time instead of using thermal paste, it's just using a liquid metal. I bet you. Same corridor system where air is blowing into the heat for the power supply and for the heat sink. I guarantee you. I'm going to go on a limb here and just say that. I know people are going to tell me, I thought you were talking about, look, people, I'm explaining something to you. When I'm talking about update or something, we're past that point already. I already know what's in my head, how to make it, how to design it, how to test it, the whole nine. It's done. It's already finished. It's done. It's already done. The fact that we announced it is to let you know that we're going to do it. That's it. But it's already done. So when I get people saying, well, you know, I hear you talking about gunmetal technology and all that stuff, and you know this, that, and the other. You know, you guys, that's it. There's nothing really to talk about. I mean, the demonstrations would be super short because we already know it's done. Like this technology quasar. We don't have to go into all that to begin with. Designed to be ultra short throw, knock out a certified screen, pull up in fully lit environments, take out white screens, take out gray screens. It's the same scenario. It's the same thing. We do it all day long. So we don't have to explain too much about it. It just does what it does. That's it. That's pretty much it. Easy McCheesy. We do this stuff so much. So, you know, that's all I really have to explain. We've got a history of designing gunmetal screens. We've done this multiple times. I've knocked out groves of certifies. I've done this, I've done that, Same thing. So it's easy. We've done this before. So we bring out the FLE gunmetal. It'll do the same thing as the gunmetals did. It'll absorb in all the light. It'll basically knock out the certifies. And it can go outside. It can do all that stuff. And everything all over again. Da, da, da. I'm going to make this $10 projector look incredible. Zero on the go. It's customized screen paint. Our screen paints make old projectors look good. That Philips projector, that's a cakewalk. It's not even, so it's a newer model. Easy to make that thing look incredible. So basically, once my brain processes all that information, I'm done. I shut off on that side. I switch over someplace else. That's why I always jump topic. Brain goes someplace else. We're done. Finished. Already got the ingredients on how to make it. All we got to do is paint it onto a surface, which we're waiting for the surfaces to get here tomorrow. Paint everything in. Display it with a fully lit environment, just like we're doing right now. That's a quasar. We didn't do a quasar on here. That's a quasar sitting right there in front of you. We got half of it painted on one surface, and the other half surface is left plain. We've got a new solution that we had that allows us now to take the temperamental surface and roll over top of it. Our new primer, which allows us to be able to work with temperamental surfaces. I'd rather use this surface than dragging a large piece of drywall that can break and go brittle and shatter on us. This is more durable. And the problem with this is the fact that I can't be in there spraying the screen in and I'm fooling with a bunch of people. We need to be able to roll it in. Problem, the surface temperamental. So, Lord blessed us with a primer solution to be able to roll over the surface to prep it, so when we go over top of it, it hits just like that. But mind you, that solution is used for permanent screens for design, physical screens, because I may want to turn these things into screens later on. Problem is they're headaches to work with. So, again, it makes it much more easier. That's what the solution was developed for. But other than that, you know, it'll function with the lights on, like we did yesterday, lights on, no worries, lights on, So that's why when I have people saying, well, you know, you talk a little bit about the technology and then you go off talking about something else. Because there's nothing more to talk about, you know, that's it. We're going to do exactly what it's designed to do. We got it, we just made an announcement. That's what we're working on. We're doing that next. What we're going to be doing, the next you know, you'll see the demonstrations, you'll see them doing the tests, you'll see the different caliber projectors, you'll see them inside, you'll see them outside, you'll see them on site, and then we'll put a price tag on it and be on the website, just like that. We've got 490, probably close to 500 now on one site, and over here we're reaching up to 100. Right back to you. Right back to you. Good. Same thing as yesterday. Okay. Look, gotta be on camera. I told you. Told you. Something new. It's all day. That's the reason why I don't go into too much stuff, because there ain't much to say. You can get the room. When we're in the garage, we have a lot of lighting in the garage, but we have more lighting in here. Quasars can pull up anywhere we want to pull up. That's what they're designed to do. So the first time I came on camera, we showed an all black screen like this, and I talked on camera and I said, we got a new technology with more like this. We have a new technology coming out, and it's called a quasar. I told you everything was designed to do. I told you we had to pull up in fully lit environments. We don't have to worry about screen washing out or fading. I'm going to do it on a cheap projector. Went over to eBay, I bought this projector. I did an unboxing in the garage. And it produced in a fully lit environment. Even put in a halo system, and it still produced with no problem. So, same thing here. Same thing when I go on site. In all 67 locations, it'll pull up. All my customers will have it, it'll pull up. And I got some customers, like I said, you got good customers, but you're going to have customers at the end of the day, and everybody deals with them, they're going to try to get over on you. That's why you're going to make sure all your stuff is tested. So that way you can deal with those particular people. You do customer service before, then everybody going to come on that phone, going to treat you nicely. Some people want to treat you like downright garbage. They'll curse you out, say all kinds of nasty things to you. They're going to do that to you. Not everybody in customer service is going to be nice to you when they contact you. Same thing you deal with customers. Got to protect yourself. That's why it pays to have all your stuff tested. I have a customer contact. I could write a book On the timeline, I've been in this business on dealing with some crazy customers. I've had customers contact me and basically try to get over me. I told you, they'll put black paint in it. Or they'll swap it out and put black paint and try to keep our stuff and say, hey, this is how dark your screen came out. Not knowing that we did all those tests already. Oh, really? That's what it looks like? We know what paint looks like next to our screen, so we can tell. First thing I'll ask you is, send it back over here. We're doing it on a YouTube live stream. Do the live stream over here, they know they failed. They're going to mess up. Some of them will argue with us about sending the paint back. They'll give us every excuse in the book about not sending it back. Well, you got to do something. Go file a PayPal complaint. They go file a PayPal complaint against us. Guess what? You're going to lose your claim. You know why you're going to lose your claim? Because we can show definitely of an email sending you to ship the item back. Now, mind you, that technology carries a $1 million batch number violation claim on it. Did you know that? Yeah, Quasars have them. All FLEs have them. You violate that, make sure they come out of 5-gallon containers, we can take you to court and get you for $1 million. Because you're going to have to prove, mind you, when they go through our records, they'll go through our records first, they'll go through the container. How much do you make of these? How many was made? We make them in 5-gallon containers at a time. So you're going to have to prove out of a 5-gallon container, yours is the only one that came up that way. And that's an impossible task, because that's like, again, saying like, hey, I ordered grape Kool-Aid out of a 5-gallon container, but somehow I got peach. How is that possible? There you go. It's a $1 million policy. You hit one of those things, yeah. Now, I choose not to go down that road. I choose to help people out. But if I find that you committed fraud against me, I'll see you in court. That's what's going to happen. That's when you commit fraud against a company. You do a chargeback on my company, we can go in and basically talk to the banks. We'll drag into a courtroom. I don't care about the chargeback. You'll be sitting in a courtroom at the end of the day. You're going to have to prove that theory. And if the bank finds out about that, about the whole thing about the batch number, you may be hit with bank fraud on top of that. So again, it's best not to do that kind of nonsense. We know the product works 100%. We test it constantly all the time. We have more tests than anybody else. So some customers will send it back, we'll look at it, and we'll have a nice conversation. Look, we did the videos, we did the tests and everything. Nothing's wrong with it at all, not a thing. All right, they'll agree with it. Maybe you're not ready for a darker screen. Maybe that's not for you yet. Maybe we got a lighter one that we can make for you. I think you'll like that. That'll be better for you. Maybe some people at the end of the day are not used to the contrast levels yet. They're so used to being on white screens. White screens are ruining from what real screens are supposed to look like. So we'll say, okay, we'll make you a lighter product. Don't worry about it. How much more? Don't worry, it will cost you a dime. We're good. What we'll do is we'll send you a gallon container, because that's what you order, fill to the top, send it over to you, and we'll ship it over to you. That's how we do business with our customers. But you can't come up and tell me that my product came up that dark and unwatchable. Now we got problems at the end of the day. So either you got black paint laying against claiming to be my screen, which you consider to be fraud, and you better figure something out. Because now communications at this particular point cease to exist. Now we got problems, because now I'm seeing you committed fraud against my company. We test our stuff. Unlike these other guys out here have no testing whatsoever, I can run these guys through court all day long because they have no way to test their products. They have no way to prove it actually does work. That guy who made the range gain, we're going to take his company to court for range gain. He has to be able to prove that stuff exists. He can't prove it, he's in a lot of trouble. Our stuff we can prove exists. FLE technology, that stuff absorbs sunlight, we have to prove those things exist. I literally have to have one in a glass, I have to have sunlight pushing right through it. We've done it already, so we already know. We did the test already. That's how we know. About to have it. I know what you're doing. So, we deal with some crazy customers, and I have dealt with crazy customers. I've dealt with customers at the end of the day. I have one customer, basically, you can see where he tried to darken the video. You can see where the video went dark and went real light and went dark again. I was like, okay. Yeah, he's messing with filters on his phone. He tried to make the product seem darker. Clearly states right there, when you look at the product, it clearly states that it's a darker screen. That your white level is going to drop a little bit. There's no way in the world you're going to be able to get the exact same white levels on a dark gray screen or a gunmetal screen, any one of those screens, the same as a white screen. Show me the laws of physics where that's going to be possible. But I literally bump into people like this. I bump into people that will sit there and argue with me, and they feel that they should have a screen paint that pulls the contrast of a dark black screen, but they want the same white levels as a white screen. I literally had a customer get mad at me because in a rear projection, we all know this, that he thought that the rear projection screens that we made, that the image and lettering showed up the same on both sides. No, it mirror modes on the opposite side. But he thought that I cheated him because it should have done both sides. No, I would have never said that. When we do demonstrations and I switch the camera around and see the letters in reverse. Yeah, crazy stuff like that. Yep, they get mad at me because of that. Well, my favorite ones is when they take the screen and they stick it against the white screen and they go, oh, it's supposed to have the same white color as the white screen. Well, if that's the case, when I get a white screen, it should have the same contrast level in color pulled from a fully lit environment as our screens. That's what you call a sacrifice skill. Gray screens, you sit there and say, oh, well, how do you do better? You can't read a contrast level. You can't pick up an affinity 191. The colors get washed out. You don't have ambient light projection technology, and you're playing in dark environments. Heck, not even in the certified environment, which will be any kind of projector mapping applications you won't run on that because we've done that already on the gray screen. They can't read contrast levels. And even on the infrared, you can't even read it. Dedicated theater rooms, did that one too. Can't read in there either. Outside, definitely read out there. We've done this for death. Ultra short throws? No, you don't even read on ultra short throws correctly. And then you run the high risk of matching any gray paint. You can't even do a basic long distance, low level balance test. Do you know what those things are? We made those up. That's a brutal test. You have to be 16 feet back, 1,000 lumen projector in an environment that a meter can't read in. Here's the kicker. When you display on a screen, you're going to have a black surface, and you're going to have a white surface, and you're going to have your surface. Another way it'd be like a gray screen and a white surface and their screen. You can't match the black surface. You can't match the white surface. So when the color red pops up, you have to be able to produce a white level and that red high enough to be able to overpower the black surface that's the same color as you and be able to overpower a bright enough color higher than the white surface at the same time. I haven't seen anyone do this yet. Only we do it. Well, the reason why we choose 1,000 lumens to do this, because we know at 16 feet and 1,000 lumens won't have jack left to it by the time it hits the screen. And it makes it 10 times harder for our screen to be able to push that white light through, to be able to beat the black paint next to it, but to be brighter than the white surface next to it. Your new challenge today. Let's bring it on. A little rough one too. But you should have it done. For the projector you're going to pick up, I told you you're going to be shopping a lot and you do business. When you do challenges with us, you're going to do a lot of shopping. You're going to pick up a Sony BPL CS4. You can buy them on eBay. Pick one up, it's a requirement to do the demonstration. If you're 16 feet back, and you have to have meters in the environment. Meters can't run at all. They have to come up 0 or 1 in order to do the demonstration correctly. The screen size is going to be about 100 inches to do it completed parallel. You should be able to do it. We did it. You do it in every demonstration. It's a must. It's a requirement. It has to be done. Now see, it's interesting. When we mention tests that have to be done, everybody wants to basically get mad at us. Stop it. Get it done. Did they do the other one? We did one yesterday, right? We did that one, yeah. All right. Let's bring us. Let's go and light me up. This is brutal. Now, this test is very important. It's a very important test. It has to be done. There's another one behind that one you're going to be doing tomorrow. That's another brutal test. This is when you take an entire piece of fabric, you lay it over your screen, you lay it in the middle, you have to show a difference. You'll be doing it also too in a max out zone with a projector at 600 by 800 720p. Now, you don't want to match that fabric at all costs. And no red lights around the screen. No LED lights at all around the screen at all. Somebody put red lights around the screen to try. You know what red lights do to a color? It throws it off. It throws off the balance, the color balance. That's why he had red lights wrapped around the screen like that. All right, let me see. We're in demonstrations. Let's pull some of these demonstrations. You ready to do these? These are pretty easy. We do them. Let's see which one we get to find one here. You know, it could be worse. You know, this is an entire page of demonstrations. I can literally make the... Oh, we should. All right, tomorrow, I'm going to give you even more difficult one. You complete the entire page. That's why we made it. Demonstration page. Anytime we log into a room, like a form site, we drop the entire page in there for them to check out. So we can uplink this whole page and throw it over there. So here, this is what we do. So we'll start making entire pages challenges. Like I said, everything we do is easy, right? All right, then. I'll cut your work out for you. We got 3D mapping applications in here, ceiling technology, floor technology, ultra short throw technology, ad tech technology. It'll keep you busy for a while. Let me see. 1,000 lumen demonstrations right here. For what you say, this could be pretty pricey for some people. They're already have to pay some money out of the boot for this, because yeah, they made a statement about me at the end of the day, multiple times about me, and they're going to have to be to back that up in court. It's going to be very ugly. Outside demonstrations, more outside 250. Ooh, we got to do that monster 250. How come they haven't done a 250 inch? I can see about the other one. He doesn't have the room. Well, technically, no. If he went and got his license for his business, he would have been able to actually go to a park and do that demonstration. Screen demonstrations. Let me see. Tabletop demonstrations. Tabletop demonstrations. Let me see. Oh, the massive grid. Good gracious, you'll have to go through this too. Man, talk about walking through a minefield with magnetic boots. Oh, you have to do gray paints versus, yeah, we know you have to buy my product to do that one. If you do a faulty one, that'll get you in trouble. Remember, you're already going to court for that already. All right, let me see. Paint down demonstrations. Yeah, we're going to drop demonstrations. This is all going to be one challenge tomorrow. Matching better the whole demonstration setup. Motorized projection screens. We got everything in here. We got everything in here for you. Everything. We're going to do all this. Oh, man. You're gonna have to complete one of these. These are the crazy stuff. Gee whiz. You're gonna have to either go to a customer, do a live painting demonstration, multi-screen projector setup. You're gonna need multiple projectors for that. This was done outside of the outside rear projection technology. Oh, we got 1,000 lumens versus 720p, 1,000 lumens versus 5,000 lumens. You have to do this one. You need 2 projectors to complete that one. 4K versus 720p, fully lit environment. Exactly the same way we did it. Come on, you can get it done. It's not that hard. Ultra short of demonstrations. No sitting in the dark. No. Fully lit environment, giant screen. All right, black versus black test. Good gracious, denied to now. Continues for them. They cannot withstand. You cannot withstand painting demonstrations. Mind you, when you do a painting demonstration, you're not there all day painting the screen in. You have to paint the screen, dry the screen, display the screen, test the screen, all in one hit. No, that's not a good one for you. There you go. You're going to do more than that. You can take Mr. Bird as a joke at the end of the day. I'm going to give you this whole freaking page tomorrow to do. I am not joking. Rear projection technology, invisible technology, get it done. Splatter screens. You know, we take screens, we splatter technology onto it to show why our products are different. Oh my goodness, man. It's going to be rough for some of y'all. Oh, you still got more to go. Dedicated theater rooms. You'll be doing this one too. So if you don't have a dedicated room, get the Kraken Jacks and build one, because I did. You got to be to test it out. Oh, insane instructions. Are you ready for this one? Submersible technology, panel real reflective technology. And this one right here matches the TV in a fully lit environment, which you're going to have to do. So you're going to show colors, you're going to show contrast, you're going to show the whole 9 yards. If your screen can't produce contrast next to a TV in a fully lit environment, then you failed. This right here is the first demonstration on our outside projection screen taken in sunlight. Let you process that for a minute. You're going to have to absorb sunlight. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Building or demonstration. Certified screens. Yeah, get the shop, and you got certified screens to buy. If you're going to be going against us, you got to do that. Get that certified. You're going to get it done. Get it done. Do we have more? Do we have more? Oh my goodness, there's freaking more. Sorry, people, I get kind of excited about this. I get excited about my own tests. I love tests. I love it. I don't know how people do not hate tests. See what I mean? This is what, see, gentlemen, when people go to your site and they go looking around, the minute you mention my name, if you mention my name anywhere on your site, guess where they go to? They come here. This is what they see when they go through my site. They see all the countless testing and man hours we put in to make sure our products work compared to your site. Do a site comparison. How much we know versus you. Judging by what we do, you don't know jack. Oh, you're going to have to do all these too. Oh, this is projector mapping. I don't know how you're going to pass that one. You don't have projector mapping equipment. Weather heat wave, tropical heat wave. And this is going to get expanded too. So tomorrow we should drop in the entire list. I'm calling a mega challenge. In the mega challenge, you're going to have to be able to complete every video on here, match or better, exactly the same way we did it. And the reason why we do this, because again, people talk trash and they said everything we do is fake and phony and not real. And if it's not real, then it's easy to do, right? Okay, then get to work. Have respect for what I do at the end of the day. Respect my job. You'll do the same thing I do. You'll match all demonstrations, all of them. Don't want to hear any crying, no complaining, no, I can't do it. Don't want to hear it. I did it. And I did most of that when I had lung disease. No excuses. Oh, let's go over here to test. Oh, there we go. Got another section. I'll give this the next day. You'll complete all test demonstrations under this massive grid. And then when I'm done with that, I'll take you to Crystal Edge and you'll complete the entire outdoor demonstration test. All of them. Or you haven't seen the worst of the worst yet. This is what I did with the Casio laser projector. I mounted it to the side of the house at 11 feet tall. Excuse me for a minute. Gotta go. Hello? Yep, coming right now.